We are doing Monday Night Raw. I realize I need to move my microphone closer. I've not prepared for this at all. Monday Night Raw, Madison Square Garden, Rey Mysterio's 25th anniversary. This is a big one. First Raw without Vince at the helm. That's huge, right? So let's get into Raw for July 26th, or 26th in the UK, 25th in the US. And let's do a long intro so I can get my microphone in order. All right, let's have Mick Foley.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Hall Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Hello. Microphone is here. We have Monday Night Raw kicking off in just under 10 minutes. We are 8 minutes away. Logan Paul hosts Impulsive TV. Okay, so Logan Paul has his own talk show now, Impulsive TV. That is happening on Raw tonight. What else is happening? On Raw? Wow, Roman Reigns is going to be on Raw, so they are going all out for Madison Square Garden. That looks pretty packed. We've got The Rock and Kevin Hart, an advert for them together, working together again for like the millionth time. Oh, they're talking about Super Pets. That's right. This Friday, it's Super Pets, Kevin Hart and The Rock teaming up together again for the millionth time. I'm fine with that. They're a good duo. Love The Rock. He's just so buff, isn't he? DC League of Super Pets. So Dwayne Johnson is in the DC universe as Black Adam and whatever the dog is in DC Super Pets. So there you go. You've learned something new today, as have I. The Rock is now in DC, not once with Black Adam, but also twice as part of an animated Super Pets movie. Sandra says, hi, Dom. Hi, Dom. Roy's in my hometown. I can't go at Madison Square Garden, man. This is huge. It's a huge. Why are we on purple? We need the brand. I need to fix the brand. We're on purple for Dynamite. We need to be on red for Raw. There we go. Yeah, dude, I'm good. You can't make it. I'm sorry you can't make it, dude. Yeah, good to have you here. Good to have you here with me. Thank you for being here with me. What do you mean your new Raw layout on? What do you mean? There's only the wait. So there's the Death Before Dishonor. There's AEW. Oh no, there's that. Hang on. StreamYard. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can get Dan's proper layout on. He's coming on. I don't see it.
Give me a second.
All right, Dan's gonna sort it out. Hey man, welcome to Raw.
There you go.
Oh wait, where was that?
If you have a look at the top where it's where we've got the brand,
Okay.
we've got one for AEW, which is all the purple stuff, one for Raw, one for SmackDown.
Ah, nice. Good thinking. Very organized. Dan Hargreaves. This is good.
And I'm looking at doing one for sort of pay-per-views and stuff like that as well.
Nice. How'd you feel after your first Ring of Honor over the weekend? You did really well on that one, mate.
I enjoyed it. It was a good show.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jonathan Gresham is obviously couldn't tell from the banging 11-minute match they had, but there was Jonathan was not happy with that result, not happy to do that, and is requested his AEW Ring of Honor release. So pretty big news. Not the biggest news of the past week, though. We have had news that Triple H is the creative director now, or director of creative for WWE, starting, I believe SmackDown was written prior to Vince's retirement. So this will be the first night with Triple H in charge, and also Vince McMahon's retirement, Dan. There's a lot of news there. How are you feeling about it all?
Over the past sort of weeks, there has been a lot of news to take in and a lot to sort of think about from what we would want to watch. But if we take sort of the overall grand scheme of things,
Yeah,
for a long while now, we've been wanting a change of leadership, I think,
yeah,
in some way. Whether it was Nick Khan coming in and taking over and changing things that he sees fit, or if it was Vince stepping down, handing the reins to Stephanie, to Hunter, or some other option.
yeah,
I think it was the brand itself has got a bit stale.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that with a new head writer, new head of creative, we might get that revitalization that we've been looking for.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, fingers crossed for that. And it's an interesting point you make. A lot of talk about, gradual changes, because obviously with Vince gone, a lot of the investors going to be panicking maybe a little bit. So there's talk of gradual change rather than massive change, to make
Yeah.
sure that investors know that we are in good hands still.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect it to be a chalk and cheese situation going from a Vince period to a Hunter period.
Mm.
I think it will be a gradual one where Triple H is very story driven, is going to let the stories play out at the end and then start putting more of his influence into there rather than drop every storyline and start everything from scratch.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, it's a very exciting time. I will admit that. I'm sure, obviously, you and I have talked about it. It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan right now. We are heading into Madison Square Garden. That is where Raw is traditionally, as Jack has said in the comments, and we'll get through some of those in a minute. It's a bigger show, and unfortunately for Michael, who is, of course, a podcast regular, one of our greatest supporters, he cannot get to the show even though it's in his hometown. So we pass on our best, Michael, and thank you for being with us instead. Michael says hi to his Mox buddy Sandra. MSG, usually where WWE pulls no punches, and I think TV 14 stats day. I heard that it was after SummerSlam, the Raw after SummerSlam, that they were going to do that. Dan, your thoughts on TV 14 and WWE?
Again, I don't think that that's going to make the biggest difference to the overall product.
Mm.
I think it's going to be little bits here and there that they put as a teaser of they might have the odd swear word on live TV, like what Dynamite does. I don't think it will be with TV 14. There's going to be blood and guts every week, or bad language on every promo. I think they're going to keep it held back until they believe that it will suit the feud, the story, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. So they're going to be selective with it, bring in the old B words and the HE double hockey sticks whenever the storyline calls for it. Okay. The dog is Crypto. Thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about how before you came on, how The Rock and Kevin Hart are again together again as part of DC's Super Pets, and apparently the dog's name is Crypto. Let's pay attention to the then now forever together thing. As my stream is just packed in, so Dan, please keep us in. Is there anything different noticeable about the intro?
No, not as of yet. We've got the WWE logo with together.
Yeah. Okay. So mine's just paused a little bit on forever. No notable differences then, according to Dan, when it comes to that intro.
We have to straight with the Miz attacking Logan Paul.
Oh, okay, brilliant. That is they're starting hot on Monday Night Raw. I'll just try and get my. Okay, yeah. So let's have a. So I've seen Logan Paul with battling the Miz. So Logan Paul has his own talk show. What was it called? It was quite a fancy name, actually.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Hang on. Come on, stream. Sort yourself out.
We've got refs in the ring, sort of trying to break everything up, officials everywhere.
Yeah, good. And thank you to the 6 people in with us as well. So Logan Paul has challenged the Miz with a microphone ready for SummerSlam, ready, and obviously he was going to have his own talk show. I'm assuming we're still going to get that. Obviously, Logan Paul is, by all accounts, a big name. I mean, I know of some of his work, Dan, but I know he's in the new game. I know he's a boxer and a social media influencer. Apparently, a huge name in America.
I mean, he holds the record for the most expensive Pokemon card ever purchased.
Yeah, he does.
By a private owner, which was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Are we getting? Yeah, we're getting Roman Reigns now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So is that almost immediately, from what I can gather, that is almost immediate after that Logan Paul Miz segment? Roman Reigns coming out.
Yeah.
So this looks like they're pulling out all the stops here from Raw Madison Square Garden, bringing out Logan Paul, bringing out Roman Reigns at the start of the broadcast, Dan.
Which is something I didn't expect.
No, absolutely not. Let's update the banner to reflect. We need to put on the like and subscribe bit there. There you go. That's good. So let's get that plug-in in there. Of course, there are 11 people in. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Roman Reigns is coming out to the ring as we are 4 minutes into Raw. We have already seen Logan Paul and The Miz brawl. There's the fireworks for Roman. Let's do some comments. Janelle is in, and Janelle says hi. While Roman goes through his epic entrance. I've been MSG for WWE. That must have been an amazing experience for you, Jack. Is there a press center fast? Don't worry about being excited, man. I'm excited. This is the Raw before SummerSlam. It's Rey Mysterio's 25th anniversary. This is the first Raw without Vince McMahon at the helm, with Triple H at the helm. This is, what else is it? Raw before SummerSlam. First one with Vince not at the helm. Rey Mysterio's 25th. There's something else significant about this Raw. Edge is returning. Edge is apparently returning tonight. That is what I heard. Which, yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen there? Let's have a look. Sandra says hi to Dan. Michael, is there a presenter? Be excited, man. Be excited. I love it. I, Dan, got to watch Ring of Honor thanks to you telling me about watching. Love the main event. That's great. Thank you, Michael.
Brilliant match. If you haven't seen it, go see Tree if you can check it out. It was an absolute banger.
Clips, yeah, amazing. The Briscoes are such an underrated tag team. An underrated tag team. Just one of the, and I'm so glad that they got the platform there. I just hope that some of these communication issues between Ring of Honor and AEW, which to me were the same thing, but apparently there's some issues with communication with some of the Ring of Honor contracted talents. Tony Khan, who is of course the head of creative for both AEW and Ring of Honor. Obviously, that there's a lot of cooks in that kitchen trying to get hold of Tony Khan, and I hope the Briscoes have a positive experience as they are now officially contracted to Ring of Honor, Dan. And obviously, FTR, we can't ignore FTR. They're the champions. They walked out with the win, but arguably, almost definitely the best tag team going right now, in my opinion. Your thoughts, Dan, on the Briscoes being contracted to Ring of Honor, on the match itself that you witnessed, and some of those, rumored issues with regards to communication in Ring of Honor.
I don't think it's actually rumors anymore. You had people like Marco Stunt who felt like he didn't get the communication he deserved. Joe Janela said exactly the same thing. And they've basically been ghosted by Tony Khan as the contract was coming up, which isn't very good from Tony Khan's part. It isn't very good from a PR point of view either. Because you don't want to go into a company with all of the dreams promised to you and then everything gets taken away because you don't get told about what's happening.
No, interesting point. Interesting point there. And we'll have to see if Tony Khan and AEW Ring of Honor's management can address that, as Roman Reigns is about to take the microphone. I would, by the looks of it, Roman Reigns is heading into SummerSlam, this last man standing match with Brock, as the face A lot of people loving Lesnar. Is that because we just haven't seen him very often? Or what do you think that is, Dan? Or is Lesnar your face going into this feud?
I think Reigns is the actual heel in the match, and he will play the heel role in his moveset and everything in there. But people are loving the Cowboy Brock.
Of course, you are right, yeah.
And on SmackDown, when he went and destroyed Theory, it was a massive pop.
Yeah.
Because people obviously people don't like the cocky heel that Theory is playing.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
I think that is the right way to play it, and I think that is exactly what it will be in the match itself.
Yeah, interesting point. As Roman Reigns asks MSG to acknowledge him and brings Paul Heyman into the conversation, calling him the wise man. Roman Reigns doesn't want to speak anymore, giving the microphone to Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, says Paul Heyman. The island of relevancy. Paul Heyman calling MSG the island of relevancy. Tapping the microphone. We have a sound guy that must be from New Jersey. A little bit of a cheap pop there for the New York crowd, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want your name written down. You're the next one out the door. The City Hall of the Island of Relevancy is Madison Square Garden. Dan, Paul Heyman, one of, if not the best mic man in the business.
He's been in the game that long. It should be at least reasonable, but his skills on the mic are, I think, maybe.
Sorry, Dan.
Maybe beyond the Miz, probably the best in WWE at the moment.
I would say, yeah, I would say so. I would agree. 700 days, Dan, will be the amount that Reigns has held that title when it comes to SummerSlam. 700 days.
Number.
Leonard Bowen is in on Facebook. Good evening, fellas. How are you? Good, mate. Good. How are you, men? How are you? You good? Let's see. Let's go through. Paul Heyman doing his plug for Lesnar. We'll maybe get through some of these comments when we get to a break, guys. This is obviously a big show, so we're going to try and cover as much as we can. He's now putting Lesnar over. He's putting Lesnar over hard. I wonder if Reigns is going to take exception to that. Paul Heyman still putting over Brock Lesnar without being his manager, without even trying. The bloodline not impressed.
But I mean, the way that Paul Heyman is, he puts everybody over in a believable fashion, but still, in a way, still puts them down and says they're no good compared to Roman. It's very, very cleverly done.
It is. Vince News was booked 10 days before it was announced. I personally think me being at 38, the last Vince Mania, and 39, the first Steph one, will be very interesting. Absolutely, Jack. Absolutely. Because of you, those Manias will be interesting. Sandra says, hi, Janelle. So they're comparing Stone Cold and The Rock to Lesnar and Reigns.
Yeah.
I do like the suplex assist gimmick for Reigns. It's clever.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns looking dead into that camera. Great work there by Reigns. The facial expression is fantastic. Been done working
they should have done this 4 or 5 years before 2015, 2016.
They've done this before about 5 times, haven't they?
No, I mean, put him properly heel.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Instead of pushing him as the big babyface Cena style.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Jack might not last the length. You can last my length, Jack. I'm christening your hair Dom and M. Will the real Dom Shady please stand up? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, Kevin Dunn says, well, we do not want that, do we, guys? Please do like and subscribe. You are free to go whenever you wish, Jack. Wonder if Roman talks about Lesnar since he left after Vince retired, potentially. So the guys, the Bloodline, cannot stand the name, the sound, Dan, of Brock Lesnar's voice.
No. I mean, the amount of beatings.
Too much. We've all heard Lesnar and Reigns too much, Dan, over the last decade. But this is a new slant. It's a last man standing match. It's a new slant, and we must acknowledge that. I don't think we've ever had a last man standing match between the two.
No.
Oh, dear. Here he comes. Austin Theory coming out. Austin Theory with that Money in the Bank briefcase. Got the microphone.
And again, listen to the boos that he's going.
Theory coming out here, guys. Theory, of course, always has. He already has a match against the United States champion Bobby Lashley, a rematch, Dan.
Yeah. And I don't see him winning.
I like that he's leaving pauses for the watch chance. He knows how to work the crowd.
Yeah.
Theory. Theory thinks he's going to be the new undisputed Universal Champion. Maybe they'll bring back Raw Underground. I hope not.
I think it was a good idea. I think the execution could have been a lot better.
Yeah. I heard they might get rid of the 24/7 title. I hope they bring back the hardcore title in its place. But yeah, the 24/7 title was like a budget. It was like a budget hardcore title. So.
Yeah. It was a PG version.
So Reign says, acknowledge your tribal chief. Step into the ring to Theory. Triple H is writing stuff now. Absolutely. How does he book Cody when he returns? Probably like an absolute king babyface. The most ultimate of all babyfaces, I would say, Leonard, when Cody comes back. Probably at the Rumble to win the Rumble, Dan, you think?
That's exactly how I would plan it.
Yeah, you're going to have Drew versus Roman at the Castle. I would potentially have maybe Drew win it and then lose it again. Maybe win it at the Castle for that pop. And so win it at the Castle for the pop and then lose it again, like next pay-per-view. Possible. That's how I would book it. Personally, and then have Reigns
book it that way, and then have Theory cash in. And then lose.
Yeah. Theory's got some time. Yeah. Reigns says Theory has no idea what he's doing with the briefcase. He said the Blue Universal title for 100 days, 700 days in total, I guess, for everything. 600 days with the red, 100 with the gold. Words of wisdom from Roman Reigns to Theory. Analyze the situation. Oh, Roman Reigns, you're saying your daddy's not here anymore. That was good.
Very cleverly done. Look at the Usos in the back, just laughing their head off, and Paul's got his head in his hands.
Daddy's boy chants as well. Who's your daddy chants? Oh, amazing. Amazing. Incredible. Love this so far, Dan. Love this so far.
It's been very cleverly done.
If he keeps messing up, the tribal chief is going to be his daddy. Roman Reigns runs the garden now. Theory walking out with a slap to the back of... Roman Reigns walking out with a slap to the back of Theory. Oh! The Usos attacking Theory after Theory whacked him on the back. Roman Reigns holding the Usos back there. A little bit of psychological mind games between Theory and the Bloodline. Are they trying to make Theory into a face by making him go up against the Bloodline? I don't think that's going to work, Dan.
Not even slightly. The Usos will turn face before Theory.
Who's your daddy chance? Amazing. Good so far, Dan. Good so far. Who's your daddy chance? Yep. Reverberating through MSG. And there is the Roman Reigns theme music. Roman is fire. Yes, he is. Hard cutout sounds like a good fit if we go TV 14. I agree. Post SummerSlam. We had an LMS match between the two. It was on my 2K22. Okay. So there has been a match. There has been a match, but it was on Jack's 2K22. We're going to a break, so let's get through some of these comments. I think Drew wins at Castle Castle, then Theory cashes in. Ooh, now that's a bold move, isn't it? That's a bold move.
It'd be good to see live, which I'll be doing.
Wow, that is huge. Roman is fire, Sandra. Absolutely agree with you there. I'd book it like the idea of Bulldog in 97. Drew loses a world title shot in the UK, then wins another one at the next UK pay-per-view. I don't think there are many who deserve to beat Roman. Wait, so Drew loses a world title shot in the UK, then wins another at the next UK pay-per-view. When is the next UK pay-per-view going to be? We've waited long enough for this one, Dan. I mean, waited long enough for this one, Jack. But what are your thoughts on Jack's comment there, Dan?
I think if we've got to wait 30 years, I don't think Drew will be ready for another title shot in 30 years.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, yeah.
I think if they're going to pull a plug and give the UK crowd some big moment, it's got to happen at the show, at the Premium Live event. And they can't do it on Raw, they can't do it on SmackDown because there won't be the reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Saturday night show, which probably will get because it's a Premium Live event. They won't even tape delay it, will they? It'll be shown live on the network.
Yeah.
So
interesting points there. Like I said, I would have Drew win for the pop. I would have him win and then lose it. Which is frustrating, but that's what I would do. But I think you're right. Not many people deserve to beat Drew, but I think deserve to beat Roman. But I think Drew is one of those people.
Yeah.
For me, whether that comes at Clash in the Castle or later on. Michael loving the "Who's Your Daddy" chant. Not seeing the cash in live yet. No, I know that'd be amazing to see. Cody will win another belt at WrestleMania or the other belt. Yeah, there is 2 belts, of course. Yeah. But I guess right now they're both going to one person. I guess right now. So if Brock beats Roman, they haven't announced Clash 2 London calling, but I think they will at Clash. Yeah, maybe. Could happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be soon. I think it'll be 3 months, 6 months down the line, though, if that happens. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be soon. I don't think it'll be the following month. They're not going to start doing monthly pay-per-views, Dan.
I think it'll be, they'll see how this one goes because supposedly ticket sales have been quite good.
Yeah.
And I think they'll wait to see what the viewing rates are on the network for the US market. If that does really well for the US market in terms of how many viewership is live, I think they might consider another pay-per-view in the UK for next year.
Yeah. We're back now from the break, and they are still heavily into Theory. So Theory staying in the ring. Theory again now in the ring. Drew McIntyre out now. Speak of the devil, Drew McIntyre, who, of course, we have an interview with on the channel. Go check that out for anybody that hasn't seen it. Here Drew comes out with his massive sword. No doubt we'll see Sheamus backstage tonight, Dan. There's rumors. So Jeff Jarrett is there. Drew is there. Sheamus is there. There's the sword coming up from Drew. I can't see Roman losing both belts separately. Okay, yeah, no, me neither right now. I thought Brock walked out of SmackDown and said no Vince, no Brock. But he came back. He came back, Xandro, and F5 Theory.
Yeah, the rumor is he left because he found out from a news outlet rather than from WWE officials, and then he came back and he was like, business is business.
Yeah.
So he came back to sort of fulfill his contract in a way.
Yeah, and it's one hell of a payday, of course, for Brock. So I don't think he's going to pass on that.
$1,000 per appearance.
What?
Yes. And a supposed extra bonus once he completes them.
Wow. Theory versus Drew McIntyre. You can buy a house for that in the UK. Like, you can buy an expensive house for that in the UK. Like a really expensive house. That boggles the mind, doesn't it? Theory versus Drew McIntyre on now. The bell has rung. I didn't know that was going to be what we got, but it makes sense. Again, action-packed. You can see, Triple H and the team, going for an action-packed Monday Night Raw. Some exciting moments here, potentially. Dan, you've got, obviously, Rey Mysterio's 20 years. Obviously, there's the feud with the Judgment Day. Lots to unpack here, and I'm excited to be here. This is the Raw. This is the first Raw I think I've been excited for many years, I would say. I don't remember the last time I was this excited for a Raw. I just hope, that it doesn't disappoint. I mean, this is what a time to come for me and you to be doing this Raw. 25 years of Mysterio, the first Raw without Vince McMahon for decades. Edge's return, a lot of moments here.
I've planned the Mysterio storyline all the way through till WrestleMania in my head.
Yeah. Okay. Bring it on.
Lay it on you?
Go for it.
Between now and pretty much Royal Rumble, we get teases of a Dominic heel turn.
Yeah.
On his dad.
Yeah.
And then the storyline from Royal Rumble all the way to WrestleMania.
Nice.
And
makes sense.
WrestleMania is the blow-off. Dominic says, I want the mask.
Oh, nice.
I want your career on the line. And he retires his dad, takes on the Dominic Mysterio name and mask.
Nice.
And his dad then leaves and stops performing, because Rey's at the age now where he doesn't need to be around 24/7.
No, yeah.
I think Dominic has got enough experience where he should be able to stand on his own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And I do think that Dominic needs a lot of character development.
I agree.
And I think with a heel turn, it will let him spread his wings in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that he's got the experience of his dad there to lead him through. Rey's a massive babyface anyway, so the heel turn will feel like a big, strong, solid heel turn.
I like that. Yeah, I really like that, Dan. We have just seen between now and the last break, Drew McIntyre really taking it to Theory, Dan, a real dominant showing for Drew McIntyre, hitting Drew McIntyre's hitting Theory off the table. So yeah, again, a real dominant showing for Drew McIntyre. Not the greatest start because again, having you had Theory get dominated by Lesnar on SmackDown. I'm not sure they're making Theory look like a legitimate contender for the title, Dan.
No, and I think out of the people that was, even if you had Theory announced before the match started on Money in the Bank, there was people in the match that seemed a more legitimate threat.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, what do you guys think of Theory? We should really start doing some YouTube polls, so I'll begin to do those. If Dan can take over the comments for me for a second, just read through some comments in the break. We will start with, so we got Todd in. Hey all, and boys, good to see you. I'd have thought Clash would have been SummerSlam if Triple H booked it. Yeah, potentially. If you take from Jack's thoughts on Lesnar's paycheck, I will do a little poll for this on YouTube. Who is going to beat? Who's going to win this match between Drew and Theory? You can now. Well, you're about to be able to vote. Excuse me, on this match.
Yeah, we've got Todd in saying, "Hey, Sassy, how we're doing?" Jack's gone back to the paycheck. You could buy a full tank of petrol with that. Yeah, the rumor is, or the leaked document that sort of was done last year, I think it was about $375,000 per appearance at any show, which is an absolutely nuts number. I mean, I'd be happy with 1% of that for appearing on Give Me a Whole Year show, and I don't even get that.
Sorry, man, not yet, not yet. None of us get that. We've made a grand total of I think throughout our time monetized, thanks to you guys, because again, without you guys, we'd have nothing. I think it's about £150, which I think is nearly the amount it takes to cover StreamYard. So we're getting to cover StreamYard costs at least. Yeah. So you know what I mean. We're getting there, but thank you guys, because without you guys, we'd have nothing. I have put that poll up on the YouTube chat, so you'll now be able to vote as to who is winning between Drew and Theory in the first match of Raw from Madison Square Garden. I was noticing Roman Reigns is actually starting to act more like a babyface. I think he's the ultimate tweener right now, Dan. I think he is a babyface and a heel. Let's have a look. Ray's last heel run was in WCW tonight. A prime time to turn him. This will probably be his last run. Wait, you want Ray to turn on Dominic? I don't remember him having a heel. He was part of the LWO, wasn't he? In WCW. Was he a heel there? I think with Conan and a few others.
It was a de facto sort of heel, really.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I don't think you turn Ray heel. I think Dominic needs to be heel, to be honest. To put him over. Let's have a look. Hey everyone, just joined. I was in the bathroom. What I missed? So Theory is now in the ring with Drew. Theory had that segment with Roman Reigns at the start. Obviously, Logan Paul got attacked by the Miz. At the very, very start of Raw, Roman Reigns came out. Theory came out to taunt him, and that led to this match we're seeing right now between Drew and Theory, as Theory sends Drew into the ring steps on the outside. You did not, Michael, miss CM Punk. Jack is trolling you. Drew wins easy. Money in the Bank winner in a non-cash-in is on a massive losing streak. I suppose so, Jack, and I suppose that is entertaining to a point, but it doesn't make Theory look strong at all.
No, but if you looked at what they did with Otis a couple of years ago, he was not really pushed quite well, and then ended up losing the briefcase to the Miz anyway.
Yeah, Yeah.
It might be one where WWE look now and think, actually, we don't think he's ready to be a main event star.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
They might have him lose it. Yeah, you're that is very possible. To be fair, I think they'll have him win. I don't think he'll cash in anytime soon, but I think they'll have Theory win. I think the last vestiges of Vince's influence will be with Theory. Theory is the Vince guy, isn't he? The new Cena, and I think a lot of people see that in him. Did you see, guys, see that Funko is making a video? I'd like to see that. Funko, I do love a good few Funko Pops, as you can see behind me. Since I moved into this place, I have started collecting them alongside comic books. I'm a big Funko fan. I'd be interested in playing that, Dan.
I mean, I've got over 640 Funkos, so yeah, I think I'd probably play that too.
Yeah, absolutely. He was actually heel after that, after he lost his mask. Really? Okay, interesting. I actually liked, as we see Dan's Funko collection, his epic Funko collection to the right of me. He was, so Rey was a heel after the mask, and maskless Rey is an experience. I thought he was pretty good looking. I think he's a pretty good looking man without his mask. You can see his WCW type. I really liked his attire, his camo attire in WCW as well. I'd love to see maskless Rey, as we are seeing Drew do the countdown for the Claymore, and then Sheamus and the Sheamus and Ridge Holland and Sheamus, who we have an interview with on the channel. Go check that out. Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne, Butch beating down Drew, the brutes or whatever they call them, the brawling brutes. Sheamus, Drew, and Ridge. Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch. Bobby Lashley coming out. Bobby Lashley coming out and taking out Ridge. Bobby Lashley coming out to make the save for Drew. Bobby throwing Theory out, and Drew throwing Butch out there. Bobby and Drew, who we saw face off in Newcastle as we were there. That infamous ring break, which Lashley survived. Drew and Bobby having a nice clash at the end of that Newcastle show we were at in the UK. Drew now chasing, Drew and Bobby chasing off the Brawling Brutes. I believe that is still their name. Is it me, or are they doing a stupid number of camera moves? Guess Kevin is. Yes, so wait, a stupid number of Kevin is still there. Kevin's still there. Yeah, if the camera moves are still there. Dang, Pete Dunne is still Butch. Yes, he's still there. I think they'll be keeping that for a bit. Yeah, maybe. Like I say, slight changes. We shouldn't expect anything huge at this point so it's very early days, isn't it, Dan? In the transition, yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing anything massive.
No, it's going to be Triple H go his feet under the table, and then I think get comfortable and start changing stuff. So I don't think we'll see any major changes until I'd probably say closer to Survivor Series than anything else.
Yeah,
plenty of time to wrap up the storylines after SummerSlam, and start building feuds.
Yeah, interesting point. Yeah. Yeah, some exciting times, really. Again, very excited to be a wrestling fan. Excited to have you guys with us as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are the Give Me a Whole Yeah podcast. My name is Dom. That is Dan. We are here Monday Night Raw at MSG. Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary. Not 25th, 20th. I know I checked myself before I wrecked myself, or just after I wrecked myself. Edge is returning tonight. I believe. We've just seen Butch, of course, the former Pete Dunne. That is a great moment in Raw history. Butch appearing on Raw. It's a good time to be alive, Dan. I'm very tired, but I'm very happy to be here with you, mate.
Yeah, I didn't have a nap for a change this time, so I might be leaving a bit earlier for a change. Let you finish.
That's okay, man. I've done that enough times to you, so that's okay.
Yeah, just a few.
No problem. Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. You can go whenever you like. It's absolutely fine. When are you thinking about leaving me?
If it's keeping me engaged, I'm going to stay. If it gets to the point where I think I'm bored now, then I'll probably go.
Okay, well that's the test then. That's the test of the post Vince Raw. If we can keep Dan Hargreaves encroached. That's wrong. Engrossed in this. You can see it's 1:37 a.m. Engrossed in this show. Then Raw is doing a good job post Vince McMahon. So okay, Damien still doing Butch. If these wrestlers could just get on, they get all, if these wrestlers could just get on, they'd get all the pins. What you mean, Drew, Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge? That's a pretty great faction, actually. I'd like to see that, Dan. I'd like to see Drew join the Brawling Bruisers or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually like to see that, but it'd be funny if they did. They keep giving us Sheamus and Drew, so why not? Why not? Gav is in. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. Sandra saying hey to Gav. Jack saying hey to Gav. Once again, thank you to all of our community for supporting us. Oh no, of course, we got an impromptu tag team match. Okay, so we're back from the break. So let's rejig this. So let's do this. So we've got Theory, Sheamus. Oh, hang on, my bloody stream just stopped. Bloody stream. If you just carry on, man, while my stream kicks back in. Theory and Sheamus versus Lashley.
And Drew and McIntyre.
Drew, okay, cool. Just keep us in the loop with what's happening.
Gone.
Cool. All right. Cool beans. 17 people in. Thank you guys for watching us. Dan is running you through the match as I sort my stream out. But it's a pleasure to have you guys with us. Thank you so much for joining us for the first Raw post Vince McMahon being in power. Dan, what's happening in the match?
I don't know. My stream's gone now as well.
Okay. Well, we're just trying to find a decent stream. Mine's just picked back up. Sheamus is now getting in the ring to attack Drew. This is a pretty competitive match. Sort of WWE by numbers booking, though, in terms of booking that sort of, that sort of tag team match right at the end. Last minute tag team match. Singles match into tag team match, if you know what I mean. It's very, very usual WWE booking to have a singles match between the likes of Drew and Sheamus, which we've seen before, or Theory and Lashley, and then turning that into a tag team match, interjecting more drama, Dan, into proceedings by having the Brawling Bruisers come down and then get themselves involved in this match. Your thoughts?
I don't want to be harsh, but to me, it's lazy booking.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, interesting.
The reason that I would go as lazy booking is they couldn't give us 2 separate singles matches between 4 people. They're creating one match, which we would like a clean finish for a change on a singles match, but we don't see enough of them. And you have a look at somewhere, I say somewhere, you have a look at AEW, the amount of matches they have that go to a disqualification loss or in a contest or anything like that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4% of their matches go to that finish.
Interesting.
Because it's a great story. It's not a very good storyline builder because of the 50-50 booking that WWE seems to have.
Yeah. So this is more of the same. We're seeing more of that 50-50 booking. Again, you sort of those what they want to feel like uncertain finishes, but to us as wrestling fans, we know this formula. Yeah. Somebody runs down, then there's a break, and then it comes back, and we're a tag team. After the break, that is, we've seen this hundreds and thousands of times on Raw, Dan, and that's what we're getting more of the same tonight. As everyone welcomes Gav into the chat. Gav says hi to Michael. Gav asking how Jack is. great. Again, thank you guys. Grayson's Bonia is in. Hey, yes, we do remember you, mate. Thank you for being here. In the games, there was a United Kingdoms there. Well, Sheamus, basic geography isn't some people's fault. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that storyline actually in 2K. It was good. Just rewatched Kingston vs Jericho. Dom, that match was brutal. Yeah, it was brutal, but I thought Kingston should have won. Kingston should have beaten Jericho for me. I'm good, Titus. I've been up since 8 a.m. mate. I appreciate you being here. You can leave whenever you like. Don't worry. Thank you for being here. Yes, we do remember you, of course. Grayson saying hi to Sandra. I think to bring the prestige back to the Intercontinental title, they should do what AEW did for the Mid-Atlantic belt. Wait, what? Can you elaborate on that, Sandra? Sandra says, hey, Grayson. Sheamus takes out Lashley outside. Lashley is now down and down outside the ring. Sheamus is in control as the referee is counting. Pete Dunne is in the ring. Pete Dunne is in the ring, distracting the referee. We're getting some interference here, Dan. We're getting some interference. Butch, not Pete Dunne, sorry. Butch is interfering with the referee as Ridge Holland now, who is of course a former Hull rugby player. Amazing suplex by Drew McIntyre into Ridge Holland, Dan. Again, that power of Drew, who we have an interview with on the channel. Go check that out. That power of Drew McIntyre, Dan.
Yeah, people, because he doesn't do a lot of the massive, powerful moves on a regular basis, people underestimate sometimes the physical prowess of people like Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely. Drew McIntyre again with that massive throw there. And now from that, Dan, the Brawling Brutes being sent away. The Brawling Brutes not allowed to remain at ringside, Dan, because of that interference. You know that. So again, do you still feel the same way? Because again, that's a little different. You know, they've sent the Brawling Brutes to the back. We don't always see that.
Yeah, because it's still not giving us a clean finish to the first match and giving us a decisive win. If you look at people that massively get over, not just in WWE, not just in AEW, but going back, people like Goldberg, I mean, at the minute, Roman, Jade Cargill, the people that normally massively get over go undefeated in every single match for a good while.
Yeah.
And they get over because it is a decisive finish every time.
I see, yes. You want that decisive end. That's what you're looking for.
You want a win to establish dominance, or you want to establish that someone's not a very good wrestler. Even Kurt Hawkins got over by losing.
That's true, yeah.
On every single week, he got over, and he used to get a massive pop, even though on his entrance, even though he lost. But when one week someone wins, then they lose, then they win, then they lose, then they lose, then they win, there's no momentum to build up a new big star character. And people complain there's no massive stars anymore.
Yeah, really interesting. So that long-term booking, that consistent, wins and losses. Wins and losses matter, as they say in AEW, Dan.
Yeah.
That's what hopefully, with Triple H at the helm now, we're going to start seeing those wins and losses mattering a little more in WWE. Totally agree with Dan. It's just poor booking by WWE. It seems like they don't care what the fans think. Well, let's see if that changes over the next few weeks and months, Gav, because there is a slight change on that formula with the Brawling Brutes being sent to the back. We don't normally see that. We have seen it before, but it feels more like a pay-per-view type angle.
We're still trying to get the decisive finish for a match, not the match that we had to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to Sandra thinks the Intercontinental title should have a tournament to bring some prestige to the title. Dan, your thoughts on the Intercontinental Championship being defended in a tournament? So that would be a Ricochet. Would that be that would be Walter now? Walter, the Intercontinental Champion, of course. Gunther, of course. So yeah. Oh, interesting. I've just seen Cesaro on a WWE program. Celebrity Game Face, all new. So Cesaro is in that. Interesting that has not been picked up by somebody, but there you go. So yeah, a tournament with Walter or Gunter. Yeah, to see who face. I'd love that. And Gunter, of course, values that old school wrestling, that wrestling ethic. You know, the tournaments and things like that. I think that'd be a very Gunter-esque thing to do.
I mean, that to me would work. And one person that I would like to see in there, but maybe revert a little bit, is someone like Kevin Owens going back to I'm not being. I've loved the Ezekiel Elias stuff on there, but I would like to see him go back and do the prize fighter style gimmick.
Yeah.
When he first appeared on main event WWE TV against John Cena.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think
that was a brilliant story. And again, he won quite regularly.
Yeah.
There was no 50-50 booking. There was none of that. And that's what really made him believable.
Yeah, some interesting points there, Dan. Again, that legitimacy that the prize fighter gimmick bought Kevin Owens, that he could do wonders to him again after this kind of the work he's done to put over Ezekiel. But I think he needs that legitimacy again. And maybe that prize fighter gimmick could work for him.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I'll just go quickly back to, because it was one that I was thinking about as you were sort of just replying, and then we sort of got a bit sidetracked, is you look at one person that has massively been let down by booking was Oscar.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Undefeated in NXT, champion for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then after, I think it was, 2 or 3 months, she had a loss at WrestleMania against Charlotte.
Yeah.
And the momentum evaporated faster than the ice cream that I had the other day with a ridiculous heat.
Yeah. Interesting point, but I think that, you know, a loss like that doesn't have to derail your push. It depends on the booking, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah.
As we're seeing, Drew set up for Theory for the DDT, future shot DDT, but Theory countering there with some punches going into the rope. Graham is in. Todd, not a fan of Theory at all. I'm slowly getting into him more every week, but as a heel, he's that kind of he's got that X-Pac heat. He's got that go-away heat for me, his Theory, Dan.
I wouldn't call it X-Pac heat, because X-Pac heat was just, we just can't be bothered with you. Because
I love X-Pac. He's one of my favorites of all time, but that's just me. That's just me. Carry on.
But I think that Theory's got the legitimate, what I would call Miz heat.
Yeah, maybe
we don't like him because he's very cocky.
Yeah,
he knows he's good.
Yeah.
Whereas X-Pac wasn't that same. It's very, very hot heat, but I think it's a different style of heat, which I do think is really good.
Yeah, interesting point. Graham joins us as McIntyre is chopping Sheamus on the outside. Sheamus saving his team with a knee drop from the top rope after Bobby Lashley hit a choke slam on Theory. Now Theory's watching Sheamus, who is down. Sorry, Theory's watching Lashley, who is down after that knee drop from Sheamus, and there's A-Town down. A-Town down from Theory, getting ready to go. Wait, what's this? Who's this? Dolph Ziggler. Of course, Dolph Ziggler came out. I love Dolph. Ziggler. He's amazing. Yes, Dolph Ziggler is a face. I forgot all about this. Dolph Ziggler with a super kick at the end of Raw last week to take out Theory, and I forgot all about it with the week's news. As Jack knows, Dolph Ziggler, one of the greatest of all time, better for me than Shawn Michaels, is Dolph Ziggler. As Dolph Ziggler costing Theory by just looking fabulous in a suit, by just looking great in a suit. Dolph Ziggler cost Theory the match by just a little wave there. Lovely little touch there by Raw. Sandra says hi, Graham. Graham says hi. Sandra asks if Sandra will be joining us for our Ghostbusters watch-along, Ghostbusters 2 watch-along on Wednesday, which me, Graham, Charlotte, Jay, and Dan Reed from Pro Wrestling Eve will be on Soundsphere and Give Me a Whole Yeah, both YouTube channels hosting that film watch along. So please do join us at 9:30 p.m. UK time for that Ghostbusters 2 watch along as Theory makes it up the ramp, having lost. I think it was the Hurt Lock. Did he tap out? I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, tapped onto the Hurt Lock.
You got Drew and Bobby hugging. Obviously, they've got a good relationship. Hugging in the ring. Theory turning around. There's the 2 super kicks. Everybody's out to get Theory. The Bloodline, the Usos, super kicking Theory there, Dan.
And again, that's something that we don't really have happen.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. It is something different in terms of a booking decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very different. Very, very different as Reigns is now holding that Money in the Bank briefcase. 36 people in at the moment, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you can like the video, that would really help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. We've got interviews, we got live streams, we got talk shows, we got all kinds of different things. So please do check us out. Please do support us if you can. Who's Your Daddy chance, of course, referencing that Vince McMahon promo earlier on from Roman Reigns, where Roman said, "Your daddy's not here anymore," referring, of course, to Vince McMahon Theory's daddy being Vince McMahon. It seems far-fetched, but was definitely in charge. I think Sheamus' true feud is money, but Sheamus must save him at the Clash, and Cole should call it Drew saved his fellow Brit. I promise the next SmackDown he'll have broken legs. Yeah. The tournament will allow more wrestlers seen. They also have to bring back European Championship. I love that. Who would you have in that tournament then, Sandra, as we get a Rey Mysterio package up now, 20 years in the business, 2002 Rey Mysterio, from very early on made into a pretty high level star. He wasn't considered that necessarily in WCW, but he was a main event star pretty early on in WCW, or WWE rather, Yeah.
It was one of the sort of first people that I think Bischoff brought in for the lucha styling. And it was a different type of wrestling that the American audience had seen.
Absolutely. There was a little moment there where the kid's like, "I love you" to Ray. It was so cool. Rey Mysterio, of course, again, the 619, to lots of different athletes there, including the Big Show, JBL, Batista here talking about Ray, so that's a wonderful thing. Of course, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio Randy Orton talking about the connection Rey Mysterio had with his fans. Rey Mysterio facing off with the Great Khali, JBL, AJ Styles putting over Ray there. Talking about Eddie Guerrero going into the Royal Rumble to pay tribute to Eddie. Of course, that is the one he won. It lasted 60 minutes, taking out Triple H, taking out Randy Orton there as well. To win the Rumble, Dan. Again, one of the greatest, if not the greatest underdog in wrestling history, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he was never looked at as the main event guy. It was never looked at a world champion. It was never looked at as going to be one of the marquee names. But he managed to do it. It may have had a little bit of help with the passing of Eddie Guerrero, which we know did play a big part of that. But it was still a person that the crowd was happy to see in that position.
Yeah.
And that's what made him one of the best sort of underdog baby faces that we've had, I think, in a long while.
I agree. There's Dominic now talking about what he's learned from Ray. And again, this is the kind of thing kind of stuff that inspires me as a person, wanting to have that kind of impact on, like just being a good human being. Lots of really positive stuff. We're not talking about celebrity here. We're talking about just being a good human being. If I can have that effect on a few people, then that's a job done. And Rey Mysterio has, of course, had that effect on fans, but also his peers, and that's what's being demonstrated here. John Cena there talking about Rey Mysterio, Dan. Dominic, his own son, talking about how he's made him a better person. That's amazing, right? You know?
Oh, definitely. I mean, people might not think about it, but the amount of influence that Rey's had over the years, not just when he's sort of been in WWE, but the WCW sort of time that he was there, he helped reinvigorate American wrestling by bringing in the Mexican sort of moveset.
And there he is.
You look at a lot of the moves now that people do on a day-to-day basis. Stuff like Hurricane Ranas, up until the Libre style, there wasn't really seen in American wrestling. And people like Rey helped bring that to the mainstream.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You're very right. Rey did bring that style, that lucha style, to the mainstream. There's Rey arriving with his family, Rey and Dominic arriving with their family. Could we see a massive turn here? You know, it does feel right. Somebody boasted up earlier. Be one hell of a time to turn one of them heel. But obviously preferably Dominic, as we see a Kurt Angle Legends A&E documentary. One of the greatest interviews I ever got to do for Soundsphere was Kurt Angle, lovely man. But yeah, your thoughts, Dan, on the potential of a Dominic heel turn tonight? I mean, is this the time to do it?
I've already told you my opinion on it. I'd love to see the heel turn. I don't think we should see it for a while. I think there should be little teases. Last week he agreed to join the Judgment Day. So there's the slightest little drop in the ocean there of he could go heel.
Yeah.
It could be very similar to Daniel Bryan turning against the Wyatt family.
Yes,
after joining them. It could be something like that, and then at Royal Rumble turn full heel for me.
That's nice. I really like that. Just reiterating that for those that missed Dan's excellent booking earlier on. Let's have a look. Ziggler there. Yeah, I'm such a fan of Ziggler, Michael. Evaporated faster than Dom's brunette locks. I can't remember what that's in reference to, but still, I'll give you props for that, Graham. Zigglypuff is better than Shawn Michaels. Apparently, yes, he is, without question. Not Theory's night. No, it isn't. But I think maybe that's what they built. They're gonna shock us again. They're gonna have Theory go over. But I don't see how they'd have him win against Lashley. But then how can he have such a terrible Raw then not win? You know, it just makes him look really weak. You know, is he gonna win the US title back and then eventually cash in and have the US title and a world title? I doubt that too. I just don't know. This is what's mean. It's confusing. I don't know what they're gonna do with Theory. Man, I'm genuinely confused by all this.
I think it's a very similar position to what the Miz was when he first debuted. They might have strapped the Rocket too quickly to his back.
Yeah, very interesting.
If they kept him another year, if you said someone like Sami Zayn or Seth Rollins won the Money in the Bank briefcase, that's a main event, near enough a main event star that could keep hold of it for a while and be a legitimate threat to Roman. But I think that with Theory, because it was still very new to the roster, he didn't have the following and the overness, whether it was a heel or whether it would be as a face, would really struggle because it didn't feel very organic the way that he's got to that position. It did feel very forced. We know it's because it is Vince's baby and Vince's brainchild, but I think that with a little bit more time to establish himself, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, that's Dan's thoughts on Theory there, guys. Grimes is Dolph Ziggler. He's just a cosplayer who can't decide whether he likes Bret Hart or HBK more. And I'm fine with that, but he takes on what both Bret and Shawn did and makes it better. He's better to me. Whoa, there's an Edge promo. Holy, there's the time. There's a time thing. There's Seth Rollins, which looks like the picture from the Firefly Funhouse. I'm just saying. There's a mirror with some blood on it. There's some bones. There's a dude walking. There's something about loyalty, which is something to do with John Cena. I'm coming to What is happening, Dan? What's this promo about? There's a TV. There's a Rey Mysterio
It
mask.
looks like Bray Wyatt.
It's not Bray Wyatt. There's an urn there. The Undertaker there. There's another reference to the urn there. The gong. There's a promo, and that's it. That's it. There's all that I'm coming to. That's all we get. Just a little bit of a promo there from the thing. Whoever that is, it's definitely Edge. It's not Bray Wyatt. Graham, see what I wore for Halloween last year to see whether I'll be on Ghostbusters Watch Along. There's Dolph. There he is. One of the greatest of all time, Dolph Ziggler, doing a promo, walking backstage with his nice shirt and his nice jacket. Why is Dolph targeting Theory? Needs to be taught a lesson. Seen 1,000 of them come, 1,000 of them go. 1,000 theories. This is AJ Styles now. Wait, what's happening here? Shoosh. Shoosh.
This is such a good gimmick.
Chad Gable and Otis bigging up Theory now. Gable saying that he surpasses Dolph and AJ with intellect. The Cure is the Alpha Academy. Wait, what? Are we seeing Dolph and AJ team up? That's like a dream team, man. Yeah. Dolph and AJ, yes, please. Yes, please. Every day, all day. Dolph and AJ, what? What?
I think there was both in their absolute prime 10 years ago.
Nice. Wait, what? Hang on, are you talking about AJ Styles and Dolph?
Yes.
Man, they're still in their prime. They're still great. Don't tell me AJ Styles is past his prime. Because he isn't. Are you what? Are you telling me that they're past the prime? Right now?
New Japan Pro Wrestling, AJ Styles is the best version of AJ Styles there has ever been.
Fine. But
fight me on it.
Fine. But don't tell me they're beyond their prime because Dolph Ziggler and AJ are still amazing. Let's get through some comments.
They're still great, but they was better.
Well, yeah. Well, we were better 10 years ago, but we're still here. And, no one's going to tell us 29 people aren't going to tell us we're shit. I mean, rubbish. Whoops. Right. We're still good. Right. We're still relevant. No, it's fine.
We might be relevant, but we might not be as physically good as we was 10 years ago.
Maybe not. Right. Let's go through the comments. It's not Bray Wyatt. Stop it. Stop it, Michael. Stop it. More likes, says Jack. Yes, please do like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you haven't. European Championship Dolph. I like it. I mean, it doesn't work in terms of the European thing, but Dolph having any title is great as the Mysterios are coming out. Mysterios now doing the hand slapping, the fans firmly behind the Mysterios. Owens, Nakamura, Rollins, Sheamus, Ray, Ali, Edge, Priest, and Finn for the Intercontinental Championship tournament. That'd be great. Ray's whole family is there. Something is definitely going to go down with Dom and him on Judgment Day. I could see that. Yeah, Gunther is, of course, the champion. How could you forget Gunther? Sandra, right. Sorry to do, especially as this basically is crowded as Live Aid, but I need to sleep. I'm afraid. No problem, Jack. Don't worry. Get some rest, mate. Get some sleep. Dan, you're not allowed to put super chats in. Thank you, but you can accept super chats as Dan says. We do accept super chats. Please do support us if you can. Thank you very much for your support. And there is everybody backstage clapping for Mysterio. The suits backstage clapping for the Mysterios. Like, subscribe, and super chat if you can afford to. Thank you very much. Of course, no pressure to super chat, but you can do if you want to. Dolph and AJ Dom will joy explode. I will. WCW AJ Styles was him at his best. He only had one match. F-bomb Dom. I'm sorry I did break that out.
Yes.
So yes, please do sleep. Please do sleep. I want Dom to attack him so bad. I don't think that's going to happen yet. But good booking, Michael. 5 days until Bayley returns to SummerSlam. Yes, I think we could be right, Chris. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. 20 years of Mysterio. I'm going to put that on the banner, guys, to make sure that you know what we are doing. Miss Rey Mysterio 20-year celebration. He was 14 when he had his first match in Tijuana. Making some money wrestling. Ray's created some legendary rivalries for us to all enjoy, as he says. Night Jack. Dominic, mate.
Yeah, no, dude.
Maybe sure his dad's something. I don't think yet, Sandra, but interesting. Get some rest, Jack. So Ray talking about how he paved the way for younger for smaller dudes down to, like you said earlier, to get over.
Yeah.
Smaller guy, proud Latino, which is what Ray is, how he describes himself. Ray became world champion at WrestleMania 22.
I quite like the T-shirt that Dominic's got on. It's very similar to the Eddie Guerrero one.
It is.
Scarface style.
I believe there's an LWO shirt on there as well, like on the shirt, an LWO reference.
Yeah, there is.
Nice. Little tribute. Batista. Conan, I think, Angle. Eddie Guerrero. Referenced Edge. Edge, of course. Some of these rivalries that Rey Mysterio has had.
What if Edge turns up and just beats the hell out of him?
There's Eddie Guerrero. No, he's going into a feud with the Judgment Day. You know it. Eddie Guerrero. Ray saying that he loves Eddie and he misses him every day. Beautiful moment here. Man, he looks like he's really tearing up. Dan.
Yeah.
Nice moment.
One of his best friends for a long time on the road.
Rey Mysterio truly humbled and appreciated. Feels appreciative of the last 20 years. Beautiful moment, of course, for us and for Ray as well. For Dominic there, stood there. Thank you, Ray chants reverberating throughout Madison Square Garden. To be able to live that with his family, to be able to live the 20 years with his family, it means loads more. And there's the "You Deserve It" chants right now, Dan. Again, reverberating through Madison Square Garden, big legendary arena, beautiful. One of the best tributes I've seen done by WWE for a superstar.
Yeah, he's deserved it.
Angelina Leah backstage, Leah, who we last saw, involved in a romance with Murphy in WWE. So Dom saying he's proud of his son. Great name, of course. Proud of the man that he's become. Says that he wants Dom to represent the Mysterio legacy to the fullest, which I love that. Beautiful moment. He loves his son. Yeah. Thank you for accepting me, for always rolling with the Mysterios. Mysterio says, thank you for the 20 of the most dopest and awesome years. All the crowd at Madison Square Garden being thanked as well. Yeah, man, Madison Square Garden is a beautiful, beautiful night for Rey. Celebrating 20 years. Rey loves everybody, man. Rey loves us all. Oh, man, my stream's just stopped. I'll try and get through. What's going on? Anything happening? Oh, no, we're okay. Pete keeps it back in. He's just saying thank you in varying different languages. I think he's talking in Spanish, but it's really cool. Again, beautiful to talk to everybody. Obviously, WWE has fans from all over the world. And then Rey thanking his family, thanking us all for being here. Dom kind of standing there, but enjoying the vibe, I think.
Yeah.
Rey saying it means the world to him.
Oh, we've got Balor coming out from the crowd.
Oh, Balor's coming out. Oh, no, Balor's coming out from the crowd as my stream has stopped again. Let's see. Again, anything major happens, Dan, you have to keep us in the loop.
We've just got Finn Balor and Damian Priest coming from the other side of the crowd.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Damian Priest
on one side of the ring.
Brilliant. Dominic and Rey. And then what's going on? Are we getting a tag match? What's happening? There's a break going on. Bliff says clickbait as if that means we're doing our job properly. Thanks for tuning in. 29 people in the chat. This is awesome. Michael, we've had more than that. And thank you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. Like I say, I think that's good. Dude, I'm just getting up to the bathroom. Okay, so I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to leave you with the 25 people. Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for joining us. Our people finding the Raw tonight with Triple H's lead. There's been small little changes that we've seen, and them small little changes I think is making a more enjoyable show. If you're here regularly, I mean, I know Sandra is, I know Michael is, you know full well that I do complain quite a bit about the amount of advert and commercial breaks that we have. But with the content that we've been getting, it's actually not felt like there's been that many. I'll let you know, Graham. So if I do that one. So there's little changes in from what I can tell, they're not doing as many sort of cuts on big moves in matches. So it used to be one camera angle and then a big move happened, and at the transition of the Impact, it used to cut angles. And I don't see that happening anywhere near as much. The booking as well has seemed to have changed a little bit. They are taking a one-on-one match and having interference, which is common, and then going to a commercial break, coming back to a sort of tag team match with people on the outside with a bit of interference. Normally, we would get a pinfall with a distraction finish or something like that, but they've actually taken that distraction and the referee is catching it and ejecting the people from ringside, which we never really seemed to get before. With something like that, it just feels a little bit more of a concise story. The commercials seem to be fitting in with the sort of pauses in the action. We're not getting 2 or 3 commercial breaks very close together. I mean, we haven't got to the last hour yet, which is usually when it does get quite bad. But the breaks have seemed to fit at a nice interval, and the action seemed to have been planned with the breaks in mind, which is quite nice. Sandra's just put in there for us. Timing for commercials isn't much better. Yeah, exactly. Michael's put Raw's been pretty good. You can tell Kevin Dunn is probably gone. Yeah. The influence from Kevin Dunn was supposedly the camera angles being adjusted for the maneuvers, which I think does seem to have gone based on what I've seen so far. It does sound more authentic. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot has changed, but the little changes are just making it seem like a lot more of an enjoyable product, and it feels more engaging, which we didn't seem to have. We are coming back onto Monday Night Raw.
All right, guys.
And Brian's back with me.
Sorry. There we go. What have I missed?
It's literally just come back from commercial break.
Cool. So we now so again, this doesn't feel particularly new, Dan. This sort of format, because again we've seen Balor, Balor and Priest against the Mysterios. So again, this is but obviously it's a huge deal having Rey on his 20th, 20th year. Huge deal having him have a match tonight. But are we going to see anything different? Because this looks, we have seen this before.
We have, and the thing that I've got maybe, which just doesn't make a bit of sense, is last week Dominic agreed to join the Judgment Day, and that's it. That agreement seems to have been forgotten about already.
I thought that they wouldn't allow. I thought they didn't allow it. I thought that it was. Didn't they beat down Dominic after he?
Yeah, he agreed, and then they beat him down, and I thought that was maybe like an initiation.
Yeah, I took it as they didn't accept him.
Oh, okay. Oh, what you've got there? What cookies?
It's a cookie.
Yeah, what cookies?
It's a chocolate chip cookie.
Just chocolate chip?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. I got it from Beast Burger earlier on.
Yeah.
Which is in Hull. It's called Beast Burger. It's apparently a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber. Emma's kids were telling me. Apparently he has a bunch of food places, and apparently one of them is in Hull. Mr. Beast Burger. They do really good burgers, actually. And I also got myself a cookie.
While commercial break was on, I was just sort of going through what sort of little changes that we seem to have noticed with booking decisions, camera cuts, and stuff like that. Just so Graham sort of wanted to know the changes. The commercial seems to have been timed a bit better from Sandra, and it just seems to be a more well put together show with a better planning behind it, I think. Yeah. Michael's pro booking decision in for us. Dom turns on Rey, and then Edge and Bray return as his fantasy booking to have another match at SummerSlam.
That'd be amazing. Amazing.
I mean, you'd make a bigger mess than I think I could ever imagine.
I mean, I'm so excited if that happens. I'm just going to update the banner if you can.
I'll carry on with the comments. Don't worry. Graham's put, I imagine Triple H will have bigger changes planned so long term, but won't want to rock it so much and all at once. Yeah, we said that it'll be little implemented changes over the next sort of couple of months, I would say. Maybe Survivor Series would be sort of the culmination of everything. It's too soon to try and do it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, like I say, I think this is actually some potentially decent long-term booking for WWE. Mysterios. So who's winning this, guys? We'll put the poll in. I'm sorry I haven't been doing them. Mysterios versus Judgment Day. The crowd there, back behind the suits backstage. Clapping for Rey Mysterio on his 20th anniversary. Crossbody from Dominic. That poll is now live on the YouTube if you fancy voting on that. War Games to WWE. Triple H is going to follow NXT format War Games to WWE. That sounds good. Right now, it doesn't seem like Dom is going to turn. No, it certainly doesn't, Michael.
No.
Imagine Triple H will have bigger changes planned too long term, but won't want to rock the boat too much all at once. I agree. Obviously, they've got investors and people to look after Graham at the moment as Damian Priest throws Dominic into the barrier. The Judgment Day.
I think it's a bit too early for a Dominic heel turn. But slow teases between now and sort of Royal Rumble, as I said, I think that would be a perfect timing, and it'd create a great story arc for Rey to go out on.
I agree. And that, to me, it makes so many sense.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense for that to happen. Yeah. In a few months' time, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, where I work, I've got a couple of guys that are sort of into the wrestling.
Yeah.
And I sometimes give them a lift into town centre so they can get the buses home. And they always sort of ask me what I think is going to happen on Raw. They would ask if I'm covering Raw or what I think is going to happen on Raw. And I was like, I haven't really been thinking about Raw directly, but I've been thinking about sort of other storylines and long-term booking.
Yeah.
And I sort of told them that one, and they was like, that's the perfect way for Rey to actually leave WWE.
Yeah, it is. Again, in a feud against Dominic, it makes makes so much sense to me to have that. I
mean, I've booked Cody coming back. I've booked Roman with the titles, all the way through to sort of WrestleMania time. And I just sort of in my head, I sort of have a storyline which I think I would like to see.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, the storyline would make sense. It fits with the style of WWE, and I think it would just really work.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I think a lot of people, millions of people want to see that. They might not know they want to see it right now, but Dominic versus Rey, people want to see that,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, family fighting was a big basis for a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, when we are watching sports entertainment, it is, Vince was wrong about a lot of things in some of his actions, but he was right about sports entertainment. It is the gap between sports and and daytime soap operas. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Yeah. It's a soap opera with sports and sport elements. Risk of being a bit morbid. Does anyone else think Vince might not live to see the new year? That is pretty dark, man. I think he'll be around for a while. He's still the majority shareholder in WWE, of course. I think tonight is the night, though, because it's a whole celebration of his dad. Imagine making a statement by attacking Riddle. I mean, Michael, it is great. It is great booking in itself. That is great booking, but I don't think it's the right time. And like Dan has said, there's some great long-term booking, and if Triple H is in charge of creative and thinking about those long-term storytelling, that's going to be great,
So if you did flip it and you did do the heel turn tonight, you want the payoff to be at the biggest point available, and I think WrestleMania is just too far away for that to happen. And keep that story going for that length of time. That's my biggest issue with doing it this early.
I agree because they're gonna want that Mania, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to want it at Mania, the Mysterio first match between Dominic and Rey.
Yeah.
I mean, that writes itself, doesn't it? Heading for bed, guys. Had a long day with appointments. Thanks, Dan Dom. See you on Wednesday. Absolutely. You'll see we're doing the film watch along Ghostbusters 2 on Wednesday on Soundsphere and Gimme a Hole, yeah. So do join us for that. And then Anthony will be watching AEW. Does Triple H write NXT also? Maybe Leonard. I don't actually know that, but I would imagine.
Yeah, he's back in his role at NXT, where he was sort of like head writer and creative. Yeah. And he's taken over the same roles on Raw and SmackDown from what I can read online.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good night, Mark's buddy says, Michael. I need advice. My wife caught me sitting on my fishing pole. What do I do to keep her? I guess ask her if she wants to join you, and maybe if she wants to have a little play with the pole as well.
Well, it depends how good of a catch is she.
Yeah, how good.
Yes.
Good. I hope that helps you, fishing spot reviewer. Good. Well, welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. Does Dominic turn on Ray tonight? Like I say, Leonard, we've done plenty of debate on that. You know, there are cases for and against. You've got to think about the long-term booking. If you have Dominic turn on Ray tonight, how are you going to make that run through WrestleMania? Because you've got to believe, you know, certainly for Vince, that would be a WrestleMania-worthy feud. You've got to believe it is for Triple H and co. As Damian Priest is now going for the Razor's Edge or the Priest Edge. Roll through by Priest. Looked a bit awkward onto the 619, but Balor countering with a flying clothesline on Ray. Does Edge return and bring the Fiend back? Hopefully at SummerSlam. There's Ray. I doubt it. I'm not getting my hopes up, though. Shotgun drop kick by Finn Balor.
Oh, did you see that Rotunda's put Vincent Kennedy McMahon reference on his Twitter?
Yes, I saw that. Sorry. So Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on Ray, but it was broken up by Dominic. You've got to have the Mysterios win tonight, Dan. Surely.
100%. Yeah.
But then that makes the Judgment Day look terrible.
Yeah. I mean, once they replaced Edge with Finn Balor anyway, I thought it was going downhill.
Yeah. Well, Finn deserves a spot on the card. Let's be real. Yeah. Finn's great. You know, he does deserve a spot on the card, I think. Dominic can still turn tonight and write him off for a while. Yeah, maybe. Did Balor just pull an Eddie Guerrero? Balor just threw the chair at Ray and pulled an Eddie Guerrero. But then Dominic now distracting the referee. My stream has just paused out a dancer. Please do keep us going. This seems like a pivotal spot in the match.
Ray has throw the chair at Balor and then dropped to the mat while the referee was turning around. So he pulled a switcheroo.
Nice little Eddie spot. Yeah.
And then we've got both the Mysterios doing a 619 each.
619. I've just seen Ray climb to the top. Yeah. Ray's climbing to the top. Eddie frog splash. There's the dance and there's the frog splash, and the burial of Judgment Day continues. Well, her brother put it there, so I'm sure she is. I mean, I don't know what her brother's into, but you know, I'm gonna leave that with you, man. Good luck sorting that one out. Maybe you have Dom injure Ray, write Ray off until the Rumble, have him come back and throw out Dom. Yeah, interesting booking, Michael. Again, fantastic booking. Kind of upset he didn't turn. I felt like it would have been huge. Yeah, it would be huge.
Whenever it is, it's going to be huge. It's just a bit too early, I think.
Yeah. Whenever it is going to be huge. It is a bit too early, I think. So we're getting a recap of some awards won recently by Cody Rhodes, the ESPY Awards in LA.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right, dude. You're taking a break. I've never known you to take a break, but I'm happy that you are. The Rock is there at the ESPYs. Titus O'Neil at the ESPYs, guys. Best WWE moment. Cody Rhodes returns to be at WrestleMania, the infamous night where I turned the screen off middle of the stream. We had 2 parts of WrestleMania this year because I messed up. Yeah, that would have definitely be huge. And like I said, like Dan said, whenever that happens, that will be huge. 30 people in, 32 people in, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you can like the video, please do. If you can subscribe to the channel, that would really help us out. We'd appreciate it. So thank you very much for your time and support. Let me just get the banner right as we are now seeing Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair walking. So Bianca Belair prepping for Raw. For an entrance on Raw. This has been good, guys. Better than the usual Raw for us. We've normally had a really rough time getting through Raws, but it's 2:31, which means we have an hour and a half left, and it doesn't actually feel like it's been a hard slog, which is interesting because normally it can be really, really tough. So we're very, 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 very lucky that this Raw's been great. Very, very lucky to have all of you guys as well. 24 people in. We appreciate you. Please do give us any support you can. We would greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for giving your comments and your thoughts to this Raw before SummerSlam. I will be here for SummerSlam on Sunday. Saturday, not Sunday. It is an ad right now. Perceptive. Nice to see you, Hunter Smith. Good to see you, mate. Hopefully you're okay. And you're lucky to have me. I liked it. Everything. Thank you, Graham. Again, couldn't be here without you, mate. Couldn't be here without you. Appreciate your support. Yukesh S is in. Hi, Yukesh. Hopefully you're okay. How you doing? Do you think we get another creepy promo package? I hope so. I'm a huge fan of, the Edge promos, the maybe interjection of Bray Wyatt. Potentially the rumor is there. Obviously, a huge Wyatt fan as I am, but I don't know. I don't know whether I think it is very much Edge. It is Edge. I just don't know when we're going to see him back. Yukesh is in school. Cool. Thank you for joining us from school, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully you're okay. Good to see you. But yeah, interesting. What do you want to see, Michael? What's your booking for these these creepy promo packages? Because at the end of the day, it is all about Edge. It is an Edge thing. There's just a lot of potential Bray Wyatt references. Yukesh is in school today. Well, great. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you have a good day at school tomorrow or today. Sorry. And thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, man. It is 2:33 in the morning here. We're in the UK. So wherever you are, thank you for joining us. We're very grateful for you. Again, grateful for all of you guys for being here. I will end that poll. There's going to be a new poll on YouTube when we know what the next match is. I hope it's Edge and Bray together. Interesting. I brought it up with Anthony earlier. To me, Bray seems like a main eventer, so why would they bring him back with Edge? You know what I mean? It seems a little bit weird to have him back with Edge, for me. But obviously, I totally see what you mean. It would be great. What a spot that would be. What a moment that would be, Edge and Bray together. We're back on Raw. Let's see what's coming up next. Let us see what's coming up next. 30 people in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you can support us. And there is Ray's people backstage, people wearing suits, some of the family there backstage cheering for Ray. There, the crowd. And here, 20 years, there's Rey Mysterio, Dominic with his family. That's a beautiful moment. Again, Ray and Dominic's family kissing, supporting, hugging. Lots of love for the Mysterio family right now. Mysterio. I'll just make sure you guys know what's happening. We've got the Mysterio celebration. There you go. Mysterio celebration. Lots of Ray chants. What's this? Oh, okay. Ray's doing shots. Didn't expect to see this. Ray doing a shot. Beautiful. This is nice. Ray's doing a shot here. There's a cake. Oh, there's a gift. There's a gift here. There's a gift here in a box for Rey Mysterio. What's in the box, guys? What is in the box? Oh, it's a new mask. Oh, is it the first outfit? It's his first outfit. Oh, it's his first outfit. You might be a bit ahead of us, Michael. So Rhea is back. We're maybe it's some issue with the stream, but we are seeing Rey Mysterio with his first ever outfit on, I think. Oh, there's Rhea. There it is. There's Rhea. There is Rhea. Yeah, wearing the I'm Your Pappy t-shirt as well. Rhea wearing the I'm Your Pappy t-shirt. pushing Rey. Oh, ripping out Dominic. They're kidnapping Dominic. Rey. Oh no, Rhea kidnapping Dominic, and then the Judgment Day attacking Rey now. Rhea kidnapping Dominic. The Judgment Day now grabbing Rey, and then Finn Balor saying it's his birthday and attacking Rey. The Judgment Day are very sore losers. Got absolutely destroyed in that match. That's okay, man. Don't worry. We have issues with the streaming here. Don't worry. And then powerbomb by Damian Priest on Rey through the table on his special night. The Judgment Day absolutely killing Rey Mysterio backstage on his special 20 years. There's somebody still there with a champagne glass. Somebody's still there with a champagne glass.
I've got to have the drink.
Watch it live right now. That's great. That's great, Hunter. Well, thank you for joining us as well. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. How are you doing, Dan?
Not bad. I'm doing sort of a new thing where I drink a lot more water than I normally used to. So
how is that? How's drinking more water? Is it helping you?
I don't know yet. I don't really feel any different.
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for you to feel the benefits, I think. Bianca Belair coming out now, hair swinging. So you missed, like I say, the Rey Mysterio celebration backstage with all those people in suits.
Yeah, I saw the majority of it.
Yeah, the family, and then of course Rhea comes in, grabs Dominic, pulls him out, and then the Judgment Day stomp away at Rey. Damian Priest powerbombs him through a table, and that's that. Dan, despite losing and looking pretty weak as Judgment Day do, they managed to attack Mysterio and just so the Mysterios just got dominated. Backstage. It was a weird moment to me. I would have just left Mysterio, at that point, given that the Judgment Day lost, I would have let Mysterio have that moment,
I'd have sort of left that with Rey winning on a high.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to come back to it later on, because we've still got almost around an hour and 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
so we've still got time to recall and come back to that story in some way.
I agree. Yeah, that would have been great booking. Gonna go to sleep. Good night, everyone, and welcome to the channel. I hope you stay. The community is great. Thank you, Michael, for that comment. Obviously, we've gone up and down tonight, and we're very grateful for those people that have been up and down with us through the night. Which sounds weird when you say it out loud. But yes, thank you so much for being here for Raw. We are getting Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. That should be a great match. Dan, obviously a lot of history between Lynch and Bianca.
We didn't even get a start for Bianca's promo before Becky's music hit, which again is something that we don't normally see.
Absolutely, indeed. Again, a lot of history to play off here. You've got obviously it was Becky Lynch that came back and took the title from Bianca. When she first came back, Dan.
Yeah, and it's one where they've got a lot of mileage out of this feud, and they haven't changed the dynamic. It is still, apart from Becky returning as the face at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
it's been heel Becky all the time.
Yeah.
And normally with a sort of feud this long, there is some sort of change on there, but it still feels like we can get a great match out of it.
Yeah. And again, these guys very good on the microphone. Bianca Belair overconfident against Becky Lynch, which of course is Becky Lynch is, we're used to seeing Becky Lynch, even though Becky Lynch is getting the upper hand right now. We've seen Becky Lynch kind of dominate on the mic, and it's good to see Bianca Belair now being made to look strong against big time Bex.
Yeah, I mean Bianca, I've never thought she was the greatest on the mic. She can cut a promo.
I think she's getting better.
Maybe have the massive believability, but she is getting to the point where she can start to put that all together. And once it's all together, I think she's going to be a long-time main eventer.
Yeah, I would agree. There's Bianca Belair trying to get the edge on Becky Lynch. going for the KOD, but Becky now taking Bianca to the outside, using that hair, pulling on that hair. This seems to be a battle segment between these guys. It's not an actual match, but a segment to make both Bianca and Becky look strong heading into SummerSlam. Dan,
just watching it, looks as if Becky's outfit is sort of ripped open at the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't think that was obviously meant to happen, but
no,
I think it was the right time. I mean, the officials have come down to try and keep them separated.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're working with that segment. Yeah, no problem. They're sort of doing their best they can to manage the segment, which is fine. Becky and Bianca separated. Becky saying, "Get off me, Becky." Becky showing us on camera that she still wants that fight. Asuka and Alexa Bliss versus Nikki ASH and Dewdrop. Alexa Bliss getting a DDT on Nikki ASH. 1, 2, 3. Alexa Bliss getting the win last week, 2 weeks ago rather, with a tag team match for Asuka and Becky. For Asuka and Alexa.
I do quite like that DDT that she does. I do like the swing that she gets with the legs.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexa Bliss with Lily there. So Alexa doesn't understand Dewdrop and Alexa's and Nikki's dynamic. Well, they're both Scottish.
Yeah.
Alexa saying that she doesn't understand. Lily is number 1 on WWE Shop, apparently.
I think I'm past the point of wanting to see Lily anywhere near WWE programming, but because she is the big merch seller, that is pretty much why she's really stuck around.
She's still around, but she's not. She's still like old. She's old school Alexa, you know.
Now, it's the goddess gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah, but with the doll, you know, because the doll sells. So Alexa Bliss, they're pushing Alexa Bliss now into the top of the card, you know. Alexa Bliss versus Dewdrop, which we have seen before. I need to make sure. I need to check the banner. Cool. So Alexa versus Dewdrop, and I will put that on the Dewdrop. There we go. I'll put that on the chat so you guys can vote as to who you think might win that match. Alexa versus Dewdrop. Cool. So you guys let me know. Oh, there you go. Mysterios 81, the Judgment Center 18. So again, overwhelmingly in favor of the Mysterios for that last match as well. Good going, guys. Yeah, like I say, we've got Dewdrop, we got Alexa. That'll be really good. Yeah, again, they seem to be pushing Alexa to the top of the card down with Lily in tow because of the merchandise sales. And Alexa saying that she doesn't understand Nikki's dynamic with Dewdrop. Of course, Nikki and Alexa having been a tag team for a time. I mean, they're Scottish, but nothing else has really linked them, you know, for me.
No, it does seem a very strange pairing. There was no sort of storyline reason why they got together. There was no backstory explained of, oh, we used to wrestle back up in Scotland when we was younger, or anything like that. There's no common ground to sort of force the team together, which just to me, again, is lazy booking, which has done previously. But we might get storyline reason in the future. We don't know.
Yeah. It does feel to me, Dan, that like I say, the Vince maybe, and so they would just be like, okay, these two are Scottish. We need to put Dewdrop somewhere. We need Nikki Ash for ASH something to do. So let's put them together as a tag team, and that's kind of how this team ended up working together. And Dewdrop is an incredible talent, a lovely human being.
Yeah.
I've had a chance to speak to Piper Niven before. Nikki ASH, of course, a great talent as well, but an overwhelming desire, Dan, to see her return to her NXT style sanity gimmick,
100%. And there's a very easy storyline there of she could go on of a run of losses.
Yeah.
And she wants to be this massive role model, but because of the losses, she ends up going crazy.
Yeah, again, great booking. You and Anthony on fire with, similar booking for Nikki ASH. And when I've spoken to Anthony about it, you guys are cracking. I love your ideas. I love, particularly you, because you're not as over the top and wanky about it when you're with your booking. You know what I mean?
Do you trouble let us say that word?
I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, over the top and just cocky. There you go. That's probably a better phrase. They're over the top and
It's
cocky.
somewhere I think about sort of storylines that I want to see that. And if I want to see it, I presume other people probably would want to see it as well.
Yeah, of course.
I don't do like a ridiculous booking decision just for the sake of it. I have a plan behind it. I have a plan going forward. And I have the reasoning behind it built into that story. I mean, Rey Mysterio one. There's good reasons behind the heel turn.
Yes.
There's good reasons behind the payoff. And you've got the storyline going through it of everything on there. And like I said, that's what I think would make a great story. And I think that's why it would be crazy if they didn't pursue that in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they will. As Adam Pearce is now backstage with everybody looking after Rey, but Judgment Day back again. Just trying to attack Rey Mysterio, but they're stopped. I was like, they stopped by security, but Rhea Ripley with a boot to Rey Mysterio. Attacking Rey while Judgment Day try and torment both Rey and Dom. I wonder if this is going to come back through the night, Dan, the Judgment Day Rey thing. We're going to see more of that.
Looks like it's going to.
Nikki ASH walking out there with Dewdrop accompanying Dewdrop to the ring. Great to see Dewdrop in this position. I just hope that she maintains her spot on the card because she's such a talent, Dan. Such a great talent is Dewdrop. Deserves more time.
She's one person that when she was in NXT UK, I thought she was blowing everyone away in terms of the ability that she had in the ring compared to the other women on the roster. And she's come to NXT, and then on to WWE itself on the main roster. And again, she doesn't look like a fish out of water.
No, she looks great. As Alexa attacked Nikki's doll, Lily. Nikki attacked Alexa's doll, Lily, and that distracted her enough for Dewdrop to get a crossbody. And there's a splash in the corner by Dewdrop. For again that recap of that forearm to Nikki after Nikki went to attack Lily. Kick out by Alexa.
I'm going to ask, what do you think should happen to the women's tag team titles?
Interesting. I mean, these two, I think a tournament, if they're going to keep them going, tournament would be good.
How many women's tag teams is there?
Well, you've got Alexa and Nikki ASH. You've got Dewdrop and Nikki ASH. I'm so tired. Alexa and Asuka now. You've got. I can't think of any more right now, but there's probably more. guys in the chat, if anybody wants to
like
chime in.
3 or 4 women's tag teams. And
Yeah.
I'm
What have I
using that
missed?
phrase loosely.
What have I missed? Who am I missing? You've got Dewdrop, Nikki.
Natalya and Tamina.
They're not a tag team anymore. Natalia's challenging for the title.
And that's what I mean, is there's not enough women's tag teams to actually warrant a tag team division.
Yeah.
I think the only way it makes sense going forward is to merge them with the NXT.
Yeah.
It's to merge them with the NXT and just have women's tag titles that covers all 3 brands.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could have a tag team put together for a little while on SmackDown for a little bit, and then feud in between the NXT tag team titles.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think that's the only option where they don't
it's
get
exciting too.
together.
It's exciting too, the idea of having the NXT tag team champions. NXT tag teams versus Raw tag teams or SmackDown tag teams. I think it diversifies it, makes it more exciting for people, you know?
Yeah, and it'll give the full sort of creative team the sort of building grounds of is there any way we can do the same with maybe the US title or the Intercontinental title and have the Raw or SmackDown main sort of titles or the secondary titles be defended on a NXT show, and then you could always do it the other way and have something like the NXT UK, NXT North American Championship be defended on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and that'd bring more diversity, more excitement to the shows, arguably.
With something like that, you just don't know where the champion's going to turn up next and defend his title. So it's wanting to be engaged with more than one show.
Absolutely. That's
what I would be looking at, is if someone said that the NXT North American title is going to be defended on SmackDown on, say, Friday night.
Yeah.
I might go,
it's different.
I like the idea of that. It's very different.
Yeah.
And someone said the IC title is going to be defended on NXT again, such and such character.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different match. We haven't seen that before. Yeah, I want to see that. And then I'll show you.
Very much so, man. Very much so. I think it's great booking. A DDT counter by again makes Dewdrop look weak. A DDT counter by Alexa. I know that's her finisher, the DDT, but it was a counter to a move that Dewdrop was doing, and then Alexa gets the win there off. So we'll just go over some replays. So Nikki countered Alexa as she was going for the Twisted Bliss, but then she got a DDT reverse on Dewdrop for the win. Graham says turn SmackDown to women's and Raw to men's, and I'd probably start watching SmackDown. You mean the whole roster or just the tag team? Just the tag team division, Graham, or are you talking SmackDown entirely women's and Raw entirely men's?
I think that's what it means. I've Raw as a men only show, and then I've SmackDown as a women only show. So that it's basically like the brand split, but it's also a split between the sexes on the show as well.
Yeah. AJ Styles backstage now with Logan Paul. AJ Styles, they're really trying to push Logan Paul as a face, because so Logan Paul with a fist bump to AJ Styles as Logan Paul's Impulsive. There you go. That was the segment name. Impulsive coming up next. Alexa did win Hunter Smith. Yes, indeed. Mikhail is in. Mikhail says hi. Graham says hi. Entirely yes. Dan. So that is what Graham is saying. Make the SmackDown roster women's and make the Raw roster men's. Interesting. Different.
Yeah. I think the problem that I have with that is there's a lot of people that watch the shows for the men's talent. If it was an all women's show,
and the women's talent as well together, I would say.
I think if they had an all women's show, I don't mean no disrespect to them, but I don't think they'd get engaged as many on a regular basis on that show.
Yeah, interesting point, Dan. Yeah.
We know that. I mean, it exists, and sexism is something that you can't really get away from. But I think that if SmackDown was a completely women's show, it would be the dedicated fans that would watch it, but the casual fan were like, well, I don't really want to watch an all-women's show.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. It depends because again, there are all women shows out there. Obviously, Eve Pro Wrestling, who we support, and they're very successful. Same with Women of Wrestling, WOW, which has AJ Lee now. So I think there is
there is potential and the scope for it.
But is it the WWE fans? Is it the WWE fans?
That's what I mean. Is if you look at the viewing figures now for the demographic, and then if you put a whole women's show on, and Evolution was absolutely fantastic because it was celebrating that. But I think on a regular basis, it would lose its prestige and it would lose its sort of star uniqueness.
Interesting. Yeah. Unless you built a whole new bunch of stars, unless you had the NXT roster.
I mean, with Triple H at the helm, I think it could be doable, but I don't think it should be done like a brand split.
Yeah, okay.
I think it should be a slow transition. Again, Triple H has got the brilliance in his brain, where I think if they wanted to go down that route, I think it could be pulled off, and I think it could really work.
Yeah.
But I just think that it wouldn't be anywhere near as engaging for the casual fan in terms of the general casual fan than a mixed sort of roster would be, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. It is interesting. What do you guys think of that in the comments? Now does Ring of Honor have a women's tag team champs or could use some of their talent? Now does Ring of Honor have a women's tag team champs or could use some of their talent? What, Ring of Honor and WWE working together? I don't think that's going to work, Todd, with Tony Khan holding all the cards there. I don't know if that's what you mean. But of course, WWE just poached one of Ring of Honor's premier talents in Roxanne Perez, the former Roxy. Obviously, she is now being catapulted to the top of the card. Obviously, we do see incredible Ring of Honor talents now in WWE doing very well. So, so it is, and we have seen that for years. So maybe they do, buy out or get some of those young women who are, or people of non-specific genders even, who are, not contracted to a specific, place. We don't know what can happen from one week to the next. These days, which is illustrated, of course, in this last week of wrestling news. Things change all the time. So yeah, maybe some Ring of Honor talent, current Ring of Honor talent, do jump to WWE and perform in that women's tag team division. Obviously, have them crossover.
I was going to say, what do you think will happen if, with Jonathan Gresham, would he leave and go to WWE?
I think
he'll go to NXT?
I think he'll go to Impact, is what I think he'll do. He's already worked with Impact Wrestling. I think they're doing a great job at the moment. I think he could be a world champion there, following the likes of Kurt Angle, Bobby Lashley, and then maybe go to WWE after that. I think first step Impact, then WWE. But he's not a particularly charismatic performer. He's a technical wrestler,
Yeah.
So when I say charismatic, I mean on the microphone. So I think, but he is one of the world's greatest technical performers. So, we'll see. Obviously, have them cross over a bit, but Triple H loves to push the women's rosters, and Vince traditionally nerfed them. That's what I gather. Yeah, could be a very good time. To really push a women's division with Triple H at the helm.
So, how would you feel about the SmackDown being tag and women's?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So you could, we know them are the two things that Vince didn't really get along with. So could it work where you had half of the show with tag teams and promote the tag team wrestling, and then the other half with a women's?
That's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah.
because you've got enough tag teams to fill 3/4 of a show or a full show on
Yeah.
SmackDown in terms of a 2-hour show, and you've got the same with the women's.
Yeah.
It would free up a lot of time on Monday Night Raw for individual stars.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I think you're right. Yeah, that would be good. Like I said, I don't know. I think we're far off from that if that was to happen. But yeah, it's definitely possible. Graham thinks tagging women will work too, as we are seeing Logan Paul host Impulsive TV, of course, play on Miz TV. 21 people in. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could like the video, please do. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would really help us out as well. Looks like Logan Paul's over, Dan. Looks like he's over as a face. I think that I was really surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's going against the Miz, who at the minute is one of the best heels in the show. So whoever the Miz is going up against, I think that is a de facto face, and they're going to be sort of massively over anyway.
That's true, yeah. So it looks like the Miz is ducking Logan Paul. Logan Paul inviting the Miz out, but no Miz response. Of course, we saw the Miz attack Logan Paul earlier. Logan Paul asking the Miz to get out here. At the end of the day, I reckon Triple H would want a women's only show, and the only way to see it would be to try it for a month with SmackDown. Won't work with Raw. It's too long. Interesting. Could do it in canon by having a heel corporate type and force the change. Then if it doesn't work and SmackDown's ratings tank, Triple H can save SmackDown and revert to the change on air. The issue with that is, of course, why would you make an all women's show be a something a heel would do? Do you know what I mean? Like a corporate type enforce a women's show or a women's and tag show. Like that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? So then it looks negative.
Yeah.
Maurice out here.
So would you be able to think someone like Ronda Rousey could take the show hostage?
That'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You could always come in and say, I'm taking over SmackDown.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Maurice now out here instead of the Miz, saying Logan Paul shouldn't talk about their kids ever again. Talk about Maurice's kids ever again. Wait, Maurice struggling with the genitals. Maurice struggling with the package, the genitals. Oh, I like the balls pairs. That's clever.
Yeah.
Tiny balls.
Tiny balls chant now.
It's not a thing, says Maurice. Maurice echoing the Miz with the hand goes up, mouth goes shut. Chant.
She's a great talker as a heel.
Yeah. So Maurice now talking about testicle size with Logan Paul. Logan Paul hasn't said anything. He's just watching her. Logan Paul asking who measures their testicles. And the Miz comes out right then because the Miz clearly measures his testicles.
Would it not be funny if the Miz walked out with the Vince McMahon strut?
Yeah.
To try and keep his thighs apart to make it look like he's
a genetic jackhammer, yeah.
Yeah.
Miz measures his testicles, and so does every single man in this arena. Have you ever measured your testicles, Dan? It's a legit question.
Pardon?
Have you ever measured your testicles?
No.
No. Neither have I. I got told they were like a decent
Ample.
size. I got told they were a decent size ones. I was fine with that.
Yeah.
Miz is out here with his microphone, his lovely pink suit. Miz taught Logan Paul everything he knows, but not everything. Miz taught everything Logan Paul knows to him, but not everything that the Miz knows. So the Miz knows more things than Logan Paul, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The Miz saying that he is awesome, that he's going to win at SummerSlam, recalling some of his biggest victories. And that, Logan Paul was calling Miz tiny balls, but Maurice slapped him in the face just before. Logan Paul says that Maurice has bigger balls than her husband off the back of that. So, yeah, Miz basically talking himself up. Tommaso Ciampa, who I was hoping would be getting booked like a king now that Triple H was in charge. You know, he loves Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes.
So it's Triple H. But no.
Give it time. I reckon he'll get there.
Logan Paul attacked by Ciampa. The Miz being asked to get up now. Logan Paul now being attacked. He's down. Logan Paul is down. And now Logan Paul takes out the Miz. Logan Paul takes him down, and Ciampa again. Ciampa again attacking Paul. Is AJ Styles coming out here? Someone coming out to save him? Miz and Ciampa. And the sign just fell on him. That was clever. Ciampa and the Miz absolutely destroying Logan Paul. And skull-crushing finale to Logan Paul. Nobody coming out to his aid, which is interesting given that they had that AJ Styles fist bump
interaction earlier on, yeah.
But the Miz looking overconfident. Again, we saw the Miz sort of recount some of his biggest victories, saying that Logan Paul was going to get that Miz, main event Miz at SummerSlam. So that, you know, adds a little bit more stake to these incredible, to the Summer, because obviously SummerSlam's a big three, you know, big four pay-per-view, you know, so it adds a little more stake to some of these matches. Right, hang on. Steph McMahon makes a change. She got the chops to read the crowd and play it face. Oh, yeah, interesting. Ronda could have anyone invade SmackDown and kick out any of the blokes. Could actually be really funny. And I'll be gutted when my amazing idea isn't picked up. I mean, it's clever, definitely. There isn't a unit measure big enough to measure your gonads. I do know that to be true, yes. Graham has monolithic gonads. Obviously, major change won't happen overnight and will take time, but do you guys see January being a sort of reset where we slowly start to see some positive change in WB? People being pushed that would have been pushed under Vince, more creative freedom for talent, etc. I do see that, not right now, like you mentioned, Johnny, and like many people have mentioned tonight. I do see that, but not quite yet. Yeah, not quite yet.
A slow transition, I think.
Absolutely. The Street Profits now backstage. And there's Jeff Jarrett, who we've interviewed on the channel. Go and check out our interview with Jeff Jarrett in our WB interview section. Street Profits and the Usos. So the Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus Street Profits. I think the Street Profits are finally going to take that, Dan, this week.
Yeah. They seem to have had a good run, and it seems like a good time to take titles off them.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So yeah, the Usos recounting the fact that they've beaten the Street Profits, and that is a good point. They have beaten the Street Profits. Jeff Jarrett saying, "Shut up, Jeff Jarrett." Of course, wrestling in Ric Flair's last match the day after, I believe, or the day before. So he's doing this the day before, and then Ric Flair's last match the day following.
24 hours later, yeah.
All right, Jeff Jarrett getting involved there. The Street Profits want the smoke. We're here the Tuesday. We got Jeff Jarrett now back. Nice little segment, a little bit of comedy. Jeff Jarrett coming back to get involved. You the twos and we the ones. That's quite a nice little bit of comedy there. Good.
And now we're going AJ Styles.
AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler, one of the greatest of all time. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm repping. How's the AJ built?
You need to represent. You need to rep Dolph Ziggler.
No, I'd rather rep Shawn Michaels.
One of the greatest of all time, Dolph Ziggler.
Shawn Michaels on her.
Man, if they had a match, Dolph would win. I'm sorry. This is like
If
this is actually
against each other in their prime, Michaels would win every day of the week.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Dolph and AJ. This is good booking. This is good. Dolph and AJ versus Alpha Academy. Yeah. Do I go make a cup of tea? Is it too late to drink tea?
With caffeine, yes.
Have you quit caffeine?
No.
As well? No, you haven't. You've just gone to drinking water. Do you just exclusively drink water now in the evenings?
I just I've got a water bottle that is my daily intake, or what should be my daily intake of water.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I at least finish one of these a day.
That's good. That's good. Because it's healthy.
I mean, that's on my shoulder, and it's the same size as my head.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got to drink that. You've got to drink that before the end of this stream.
No, I've got one of them a day to do, but
okay.
I didn't start it until like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So
cool. Sorry, guys, a bit quiet there. I was checking some notifications. Lovely to hear from some of you guys and have your support on some of our videos. Please go and check out whatever you whatever tickles your fancy. Some WWE interviews, some wrestling legends. We've got Jeff Jarrett there. We've got Drew McIntyre. We've got Sheamus. We've got Charlotte Flair. We've got Raven. We've got loads of Impact stuff. We've got some AEW stuff, Malachi Black. So anybody new to the channel, please go and check out some of our interviews. We also do regular live streams and a movie watch along. We'll be doing Ghostbusters 2 on Wednesday, and then I will be back on SummerSlam on Saturday. Before going to Spain, I go to Spain next week, and then what else am I doing? What else we got on the channel? Interviews, watch-alongs, movie nights, some news segments. What else is good? Stuff. So we got stuff. I'm not very good at promo. It's like 3:14 in the morning. Oh yeah, reaction videos. We got some reaction videos. They're good. We like those.
Some good reactions for people like Sting debuting.
Danhausen, of course, as well.
Danhausen was great.
Regarding drinking water, I started drinking 2 liters at work every shift rather than 2 liters of Pepsi Max, which is what I used to drink, and I felt so much better after a month. Still have Pepsi every night. Oh, that's really good, man. Well done, because I knew you drank a lot of Pepsi. You used to bring them to the house to do streams. So yeah, I'm really proud of you, man. That's awesome. But primarily drinking flavored water and do feel much better. Still really valid. Man, you look great. I love you. You're wonderful. You are very huggable and lovely. Dan, you can attest to this, as you know.
Yes, I can.
Graham is a lovely human being. But yeah, thanks, man. I'm real proud of you. I'm real proud. Thanks for being here, Graham, and because obviously you're with me on Wednesday as well. You got to spend a lot of time with me and around me and hearing my voice. So I appreciate you being here. Hopefully work is all right. I'm assuming you're on a late shift. And yeah, just big up Graham. We'll be doing Broken Sword. We're doing Broken Sword on Soundsphere. Yeah, so I'll post a link to the Soundsphere channel, which is more of our music sort of stuff, gaming, a little bit of wrestling as well. But that's where some of our full-length wrestling interviews or most recent ones are. Yeah. So give that some love if you fancy. If you fancy giving it a subscribe, it's a little different. There's a bit of music, bit of wrestling.
One of the best things that I've sort of seen on there in quite a while is the Raven interview. The Raven interview is so insightful.
Thanks, man. That was like that was a huge like life goal for me. I'm actually pretty happy with my portfolio of interviews.
Oh,
I was like, if I wanted a new career today, well, another new career tomorrow, I'd be cool with what I've done. And Raven was one of those bucket list ones I never thought I'd get to do. So I'm really good. And thanks for watching it and checking it out, man. And a lot of work went into that. So thank you, dude. Giovanni Long has joined us. How you doing, Giovanni? Giovanni, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Bray Wyatt needs to come back. I agree. You probably haven't seen much of the work on this channel, but I am a huge Bray Wyatt fan, and I wish Bray Wyatt would come back as well. I'm not getting my hopes up, dude. A lot of people are talking about these Edge promos.
You mean Bray Wyatt promos?
They're Edge promos. They're obviously Edge promos.
There's no Edge face in there. There's no Edge signature.
Well, yeah, but what's the Kurt Angle thing? What's the Eddie Guerrero thing? What's the Brood Goblet? You know, it's all. Doesn't
mean say Edge.
Does. Give my Michael Uslan promo. Yeah, the co-director, producer rather, of Batman, of all the Batman films, Michael Uslan. We also have interviewed him on the channel, or Graham has interviewed him on our channel, as we are watching Alpha Academy come out to cut a promo on the Madison Square Garden crowd. Dolph Ziggler, who's clearly forgotten about Bobby Roode. I wonder if Bobby Roode is going down to NXT. Where's Bobby Roode right now? You know. Just another couple of guys thrown together on a team. That's Alpha Academy criticizing WB booking.
Yeah.
Chad Gable insulting the New York Knicks now. The Intellect Master Gable, the Tree Trunk Otis. Alpha Academy. Thank you. Amazing.
It's so obnoxious, but it's so entertaining.
It is so obnoxious, but you're right, very entertaining as well. Dolph Ziggler, who re-debuted for the second time, because he actually debuted back with Robert Roode again a few weeks ago, but nobody seemed to notice that. I think it was on a Raw or a SmackDown. Yeah. I think it was on a Raw because it was one I saw. It was one I was there for. So actually, it was probably longer than I think it was because I haven't done a Raw for ages. Maybe a few months ago, but he re-debuted and then he went back off TV. Did he go to? He went to NXT for a bit, of course. Became NXT champion as he should have been, one of the greatest of all time, Dolph Ziggler. And now he's back. He attacked Theory with a super kick. AJ Styles in there, hit a drop kick. Dolph Ziggler out on the apron. AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm, effectively, on the outside there. Fantastic work from AJ and Dolph. Love to see the team. Love to see that team together. It's a bit of a dream team for me, Dan. Your thoughts on this Raw so far? We're about 40 minutes away from the end. You have stayed. You are here, and it seems to be grabbing you. Would it be fair to say?
No, I think you're grabbing me more than Raw is, but I'm still enjoying Raw.
Okay, well, I appreciate you being here. Let's do a couple of sort of summary things, and then we'll refresh at the end for anybody that has missed them. Match of the night so far for you, Dan?
I think match of the night, even though it was sort of a little bit contrived, was the sort of tag team match, Rey Mysterio, Dominic against the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
There was a couple of nice spots on there. There was the Eddie tributes.
Yeah.
With the steel chair. There was a switcheroo. Swapping it to Finn Balor tried to get that spot, and then it got swapped to Rey Mysterio hitting that spot. The frog splash at the end of the match to get the pinfall was very nice.
Yeah.
And with it being the celebration of Rey, it made sense for him to win. If they'd have sort of done a real loss, I think it just wouldn't have had the impacts that I think it did for me.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you for the lovely comments, Graham. It's an absolute pleasure. You're a wonderful part of our community and a good friend to me. Bliff, this is Clickbait. Mate, I hear you, I see you back with us for a second time. Well, thank you for giving us a second click. We should probably put a disclaimer in that we do not show copyright content, because if we did, we'd be banned from YouTube. But it is good to have you back, Bliff. I hope you're having a good night. I'm sorry that we cannot show the content, because we'd be banned from YouTube if we did. We'll do more of an effort to put a disclaimer in the description in future for you. But I hope you're okay. I hope you're having a good night and enjoying the show. We're just going over some match of the night. I also agree with you, Dan, that even though it was the burial of the Judgment Day again, it was probably the most exciting. It was great to see Rey in such a great position. You know what I mean? It was great to see Rey put in such a great position. And, you know, at least at first anyway, until he got attacked backstage. But again, you know, disagree with the general treatment of the Judgment Day. But probably my match of the night so far. Just because, again, I got lost in the promo. You know, I got lost in the promo of Rey and some of those emotive moments. You know, referencing Kurt Angle, referencing Eddie Guerrero. You know, and how he really paved the way for a lot of smaller luchas and smaller wrestlers in general. Guys like Bryan Danielson, you would say. You know, probably wouldn't exist without Rey Mysterio, arguably. So that was really, I got really lost in that. I think Performer of the Night. Who would you give Performer of the Night to?
Performer of the Night. Even though it's been destroying for him, I quite liked Theory.
Yeah. Now Theory's actually really good as a heel, and even though he doesn't look that strong heading into SummerSlam, you know, he is a proper heel, isn't he? You know, he is a proper heel.
His devious is he gets good heat where it's not go away heat or X-Pac heat. It's heat because of his character.
Yeah,
and the heat is legitimate heat. People don't like him, so it means that he's doing his job properly.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we talked about the X-Pac heat, all those similarities rather to X-Pac heat that Theory draws. I need to end the last poll. I do apologize that I've not been on the polls. It's actually been a more exciting Raw than we are perhaps used. Well, certainly for me, I've enjoyed this Raw more than usual. Let's do the poll for this. So it'll be on YouTube, so you can vote who's going to win between Dolph and AJ and Alpha Academy, guys. So that is now live on YouTube for our community, for you guys to vote in. So please do let us know your thoughts about who is going to win this tag team match, as Dolph is down in the ring. Once again, back elbow there from Otis taking down Dolph. Again, showing that power of the tree trunk, Otis.
Yeah, I still think that he's not as good as he could have been.
Yeah.
Otis, for me, 2019, I think it was, when he had the storyline with Mandy Rose, I thought was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I thought it was great. It was great.
I mean, if you wanted to, you could say that they've come full circle, because who's he going up against? Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
So it could. I mean, I know it's probably not meant like that, but they've got a loop of storyline.
Yeah, it's true.
Going up against Mandy Rose.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Oh, beautiful super kick there from Dolph, of course. a finisher by Dolph typically, but broken up by Otis there. Oh, AJ went for a forearm, maybe super kick by Dolph. Nice Pele kick by AJ. My streams just stopped down. Can just keep us going, keep us in the zone. Let's see. Well, let's see if we can get a stream back as soon as possible, guys. Apologies for any delay in our coverage. Let's see what we can do here. Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate it very much. Let's see. How are you doing? Okay, I think I've got one back on number 2 as we're recapping some of the Slower Slam cards. Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. We're going to see Riddle and Seth Rollins. That could be a sleeper match of the night, I guess. You know,
I don't think it's a sleeper. I think that's guaranteed match of the night.
Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin. Again, some of these matches, you know, some of these matches I'm not as excited about, but Pat McAfee has consistently done a cracking job, you know.
Yeah.
So we got to remember that, you know what I mean? It's easy to poop on Pat McAfee, but actually he's an incredible, you know, he's been great in the ring. I'm sure Corbin will put him over. Okay, no disqualification tag team match. Okay, Judgment Day versus the Mysterios at SummerSlam. We've just confirmed that, Dan. So interesting there. No DQ. I wonder if that's going to be some interference from Edge there. Maybe Edge returning at SummerSlam.
It could be. It could be.
This Saturday, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Actually, that card has got better as the night has gone on. Obviously, I have seen the Judgment Day versus the Mysterios tonight, but it's no DQ. And I want to see the Judgment Day on a card because Balor deserves to be there, and so does Damian Priest. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, last man standing for the Universal Championship. Of course, another no DQ stipulation there, right, for potential interference there, Dan. You know what I mean? That recalls to me the Rock and Mankind's last man standing, you know, sort of matches. They have, you know, you can get, you know, interference there. So we'll have to see what's happening now. The arena's gone quiet. Oh, I've got to turn my volume up. There's Roman Reigns coming out.
So again, twice in one night is something that we don't really see. No.
So it's half an hour left. Are we getting any surprises tonight, Dan? I don't think so at this point. I think it's going to be a straightforward Raw, but better than not. And I think maybe that's down to the company. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy, you know, we've had more people in than we normally do as well, which has been lovely. So I think there's been enough things to keep us motivated. You know, 100%. Unlike, you know, normally where there hasn't always been. So on now, we have the Bloodline. Roman Reigns is competing in the as part of the Bloodline. This would be cool.
Yeah.
The Bloodline versus.
I would honestly like to see them bring back the 4K cam or the 8K cam, whatever it was called, where you had the focus on the performer and the depth effects on the background, because that used to really create a really strong effect for the character.
Riddle. Okay, so Riddle. See, the Riddle has history with Roman Reigns as well. Obviously, heading into a feud with Seth Rollins this week. So this could be good. Well, again, 30 minutes left. So I don't think they're going to give the whole thing 30 minutes, Dan. I wonder. I wonder what else we are going to see. I don't know whether we're going to get a surprise, but
from previous experience, between now and 4 o'clock Raw actually finishing, there is normally around 3 commercial breaks.
Okay, that'll be why then. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're filling the time with.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's normally an entrance, commercial break, another entrance, and a basic start for the match, and then pretty much a minute later, another commercial break.
Yeah.
Come back for another few minutes of action, commercial break, come back, a minute of action, finish it, pinfall, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's our first commercial break.
There we go, Kurt Angle. One of my favorite interviews to do in wrestling. I got to speak to Kurt Angle when he was part of Impact Wrestling. What a great talent.
One of the quickest learners in the game, from what everyone says.
Yeah, absolutely. Just again, an incredible talent. A lot of people love Kurt Angle, one of the all-time greats. Now a Hall of Famer as well. But yeah, I do think the Brock and Roman matches helped by the last man standing stipulations. Because again, we're so used to seeing, the one-on-one matches, and we've had steel cages. I'm sure we've had loads of things, but I just don't. I wouldn't be sold on it. To be honest, I'm kind of bored of it anyway. But if they were going to do one final match, and I hope this is the final match we ever see of them, I'm glad that it's a last man standing match.
Yeah, it's a great way to end a feud without doing something like a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's another one where it shows who the toughest guy really is, being able to get back up from that 10 count.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting to sort of look at the psychology.
Yeah.
WWE, they bring back Brock Lesnar for these high profile matches. Clearly, if Brock hadn't won, they'd have brought back Goldberg, who we've interviewed on the channel, by the way. They would have brought back Goldberg, to face Roman in a last man standing match. You know what I mean? So they've got some psychology, and I think that needs to change. And I think maybe with the new changes in management, maybe we are going to see, those kind of old school ideas change, and you're going to have less of Goldberg. Not that there isn't a place for Goldberg once a year, preferably not in Saudi Arabia, and not a place for Brock Lesnar, 5 times a year, but perhaps not in those, not in the main event, maybe in secondary feuds,
Yeah. Use Brock to elevate someone else rather than be in the main event.
I think you see, that's it. It's whether Brock would go for that,
I think he's at the point now where he respects the business enough.
Yeah.
And I reckon if Vince asked him to do it, he'd probably go, yeah, not a problem, Vince. What do you want me to do?
Well, this is it. Vince isn't here anymore.
Yeah. And that's where I think it's going to be a fine line of keeping Brock happy, to keep him on the payroll, to keep the numbers coming in, because he is a draw on the YouTube channels and on the social media. And using him to elevate someone else.
Yeah.
It might be one where he does a Stone Cold Steve Austin, takes his ball home, and you don't see him for a long while.
Yeah.
If he's asked to do something. But if he believes that the person who is going to get the rub off him, if he believes they're worthy, I think he'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, whenever he's gone up against Seth Rollins, he always seems to put on a really good match.
Yeah.
And I think he believes that Seth Rollins could be a future main eventer for years to come. I mean, he has been for
years,
anyway. But it's one where the rub of Brock means that he's going to keep that star power. And I think that's where the future of the business could be determined with who gets that rub from the main eventers right now.
Yeah.
Riddle at the minute, I think, is brilliant. And I think if he had a big win over someone like Roman or someone like Brock, it would elevate him to that main event scene where he could then challenge, and it feels like a credible challenger.
Yeah.
Rather than just someone that's been put there just to fill a pay-per-view card.
Yeah.
I mean, the Randy Orton storyline, it's devastating that he got injured because he was meant to be the one at SummerSlam going against Reigns.
Yeah.
And I think if that had have happened, that could have, the rub from Roman and Orton with Riddle in that storyline feud somewhere, that could have elevated Riddle to being a main event player in the future.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, Riddle's had that main event sort of attempts at being in the main event sort of title match a couple of times. But I think with Orton there, it gives him a more legitimate sort of threat on there to be able to sort of say, he is going to be a world champion one day.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you look at Ricochet, he got put into the main event into the title match against Brock Lesnar, got squashed, and then that was it. He dropped right back down the card.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I think they need to get out of, is putting someone in a pay-per-view match or a main event match against a champion to eat the easy loss and then drop back down the card. I think they need to try and create the diversity of, we don't know if he's going to win. I mean, if we said, as an example, the Clash at the Castle main event match, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's had the rub, but you expect, because of what's happening in terms of storyline, you expect him to take the loss.
Yeah.
And I think they need to get out of that sort of thought process by building up the main events to characters by, you could have Drew beating Brock Lesnar. I mean, in my mind, Drew McIntyre beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, if it was my booking, and then he goes to Clash at the Castle, and he's just scalped a massive name, so he's got that credible threat, so it doesn't feel like he might take a loss.
Yeah, but then the issue is you've already had Drew beat Brock.
I know, that's just the example that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Because we think that with that main event match coming up at Clash at the Castle, the previous match sets the precedent of what could be going on in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. No, it's like I said, I do think they should put over Drew. If not now, at some point soon, he definitely needs another reign in front of people, because of course we forget.
Yeah,
his reign was in front of, it was in the COVID era, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't get that pop of winning the title for the first time in front of real people, and that, I think, really hurts it. So it doesn't feel like he was ever a proper champion.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's an exciting, it's exciting to think about, but like I say, they do need not new faces, because obviously Drew isn't a new face now, but the main event is crying out for an alternative to Brock Lesnar, and I would wage to say, at least for a period, even, I don't know, actually, I can't say Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns seems to be very over, with the crowds.
But again, I mean, Seth Rollins is always in that loop,
and he should always be.
He should always be.
Cody Rhodes as well,
Yep, Cody Rhodes, obviously, unfortunate what's happened, but he comes back, he's guaranteed to be there.
Yeah.
But you want people that last minute could jump into that role and not feel like a wasted position.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people like Kevin Owens, again, he's one person that has been at the main event, but he could, after a couple of matches, feel like, again, the main event star that he should be in terms of long term.
Yeah. There's, again, very interesting points you're making there, particularly with Seth Rollins. Again, Seth Rollins is carrying the the
high mid card.
high mid card, absolutely. On YouTube, we've had a comment from Dwayne White says, "We suck." You mean we've just seen some Kurt Angle, and I take that personally as a compliment in the same way that Kurt Angle takes his "You
Yeah.
suck" chance. So, Dwayne, we're not for everybody, but you have shown up and given us at least a view. So, thank you very much for that. Whether you remain with us or not, I appreciate you. Thank you for the compliment. I have Kurt Angle chants in my head, so I appreciate that. Thank you for giving me that lovely audio visual. There he is. Yeah. You suck. I can't remember. I want to down some milk now.
Yeah.
You know, I need like a pint of milk. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, guys, for those that are still with us, it is 3:42. So if some of the stuff we're saying makes no sense, it is because
it's because we're tired.
It is because it's 3:42 in the morning. But Dan was making some incredible points there about again Seth Rollins being at the top of the card and the need for guys like Drew McIntyre to be given quality booking over guys like Brock Lesnar, who, like you said, may be in more of a position and more keen now to put over other talent.
Yeah.
Now we've got Dolph and AJ in the ring in control of the Alpha Academy.
I mean, over sort of the next few days, what I'm going to be doing is putting the predictions together for SummerSlam.
Oh, nice. Yeah, of course.
Because my title behind me is going nowhere.
Oh, yes, indeed. Indeed. Well, there's another phenomenal forearm. Hang on. Have you just seen a... I'm going to make sure... Oh, no. Hang on. I'm in the wrong spot. I'm watching an advert. Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw the phenomenal forearm twice, and I was like, I'm sure I've seen that before. Phenomenal forearm to the outside. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think thank you for your incredible points, Dan, especially about the booking and the top of the card and how there is a need for things to change. Certainly over the next few months. But I'd be very interested. I really do hope that that you're right about Brock Lesnar, that he is getting to a position where he, wants to put over other people, because the issue is, if he's willing to walk out because Vince McMahon has resigned, then
it doesn't bode well for the future, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So is your point? I'm not saying is your point void, because it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, is he going to put over people?
Yeah, I think that if he wants to be regarded as one of the greatest in-ring performers, it's something that I think he will have to do.
Yeah.
And you look at people that are Hall of Famers through and through: Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero. They all took important losses in their career to help build a new star at the time.
Yeah.
And it's not about, I want to be the main eventer for the rest of my career. But some of it is, I want to help build the next generation.
Yeah.
And Bryan Danielson has left WWE because he wanted to try something different. And he's left. And I mean, he's putting on phenomenal matches. But you'll look at, the best example for me is Cody. He was made out to be this massive main event star who was going to bury everyone. But he lost to Darby. He lost to MJF.
Yeah.
He lost to Sammy Guevara. They are three names that are now some of the biggest stars in the company.
Yes.
And he was a placeholder for the top of the card. You want to be top. If you want to be top of the card, you've got to go through me. And I think Brock should, at some point, take that role of, if you beat me, then you're good enough to be a main eventer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's the best way that Brock could be used. Keep him away from the title scene because it's not needed anymore. We've seen it enough times.
Mm.
But if you then use him as that placeholder, you could then use him to build the next set of. It doesn't have to be 25 people run through Brock because that's going to damage his mystique.
Yes.
But you could have Riddle beat him. You could have Theory beat him. Not very close together, but you could have like Riddle beat him at say Survivor Series, Theory beat him in February, March time, right before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it would create that little win would help build that main event star again.
Yeah. Like I say, that that sort of that buzz, and that's it. The buzz that you need. That there's sort of it's a similar effect to say when you Wheeler Yuta type thing. You know what I mean? Where you build a star, and they get a massive win, and that just gives them that buzz to carry on. You know.
I mean, if you look at was it when the Hurricane beat the Rock in a match?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good example. A WWE example. Yeah.
They could use that thing. I mean, the Hurricane was a comedy gimmick, but if they used that exact same style of booking, they could build from that.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. So if Theory did beat Roman in a match, not for the title or anything like that, maybe even with a little bit of shenanigans, just to keep sort of Roman as strong as possible, it could be very cleverly done, but it could help build Theory to being that main event star.
No, I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you. Again, just that shock win, the shock factor of a win like that would be amazing.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Just saw Roman dominate Montez Ford there with a big takedown. Just refreshing my stream, guys. Like I say, we've had it. Again, it's been a decent night, decent Raw. A lot of discussion between myself and Dan around the future of the future, what's going to happen, because again, it's an uncertain time in a lot of ways. But again, some solid discussion about the future of Raw, and guys like Theory, Seth Rollins, and more. Really building something that.
Montez Ford is busted open.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the referee checking on him. The Usos acting like the consummate heels. Graham says, I get the impression Brock has always been about business. He's just very, very, very in character. Yes, a good point. Really good point.
But is again another one where you don't know how much of it is character and how much of it is just Brock in real life.
Yeah.
Because from from reading stuff online, he's not the easiest to talk to in sort of, if he was in an airport, as an example, he's not someone that people will go up and sort of say hello to and ask for a photo.
Yeah.
And that's because of the character that is built up. And we don't know how much of his character is seeping into his real life, or his real life is seeping into his character.
Yeah.
And it creates that sort of blurry grey area. Whereas if I was walking through an airport and I saw Riddle, I'd be all over it. Yeah, right, Riddle, can I take a photo?
Yeah.
Whereas Brock, I wouldn't be, because it's the intimidation factor, and I think that's where Brock has got that intimidation factor, where you just are that worried about sort of not really annoying him.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. So wait, when you say you're not worried about annoying him, is that what you see? You just kind of
I think if I was in an airport and I saw Riddle and I saw Seth Rollins, Brock, Roman, the one I would be most scared about walking up to would be Brock.
Yeah.
Because he is legitimately a tough guy.
Yeah.
And I think that someone like that, the mystique, the not the mystique of the character, but the intimidation factor that he has already would help create a new star if they beat him. But it just
Yeah.
means that I think that it could be where he's had that persona on TV for that long, he doesn't know how to drop that guard down.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So it's not his in character, it's just that is exactly how he is now.
Yeah.
So it might be all about the business. When he gets through his front door and he doesn't have the public eye on him, he might be an absolute teddy bear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So,
mean, Graham's just put about some of it is based in real life, but watching Taker talk about it makes him think it is more character, which I completely understand. But it's still one where it's just from an outsider's perspective, he has got that mystique and he has got that intimidation and he's got that sort of stay away factor, I think,
yeah. Yeah.
because he doesn't look the friendliest guy to walk up to.
Mm, mm. So it's like say Graham said there. So it's based on real life. Watching Taker talk about him makes you think it's more character. Yeah, interesting. A lot of people say he's actually a lot. From a lot of people I've if you treat him with respect and you
Yeah,
do a good job, he's got respect
it,
for you. You know
yeah.
what I mean? But he doesn't
It's.
suffer fools. Yeah,
I mean, I've sat and watched the Seth Rollins Stone Cold Broken Skull session,
yeah,
and I mean, there's a few bits in there where he says that, where Seth basically says that they had ideas for the match, and he'd sort of put some beers on top of Brock's stuff as a
yeah,
little sort of thank you for the match and stuff like that. And he says stuff like that with Brock goes a long way.
yeah, yeah,
Even though you might not notice it right away, he'll look back in the past, look back and go, "Well, a year ago, he put them beers on. He just showed me a little bit of respect.
yeah,
But next time we go out there, I'm going to give it my all for this guy to try and help put him over."
yeah. Which is lovely. And again, that
which
that
is
camaraderie.
which is
Yeah,
brilliant. And it's one where I think that if Brock could drop the facade a little bit, maybe I don't think it will be a facade, but drop it a little bit, it could be where he could help build so many big name stars
yeah.
for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll see that in the next few years, and I do hope
Yeah,
because I would love to see Brock start putting people over because obviously we've never seen that from him at all,
yeah,
you know. Um, so yeah, interesting point, and I think that's been a prevailing point. You know, one of the things I'll take away from tonight is again that potential of a guy like Brock Lesnar to put over, future
the
talent.
next,
Guys like
yes,
Montez Ford. Who you got to be who you hear is being earmarked for a solo push.
yeah.
Um,
I
but
mean,
and then Seth Rollins, in a few years you're going to put in that bracket as well. But I can certainly see Seth is more, more. He's already doing that. He's got his own training school and stuff, hasn't he?
one of my
So
favorite things from any point of my wrestling sort of watching sort of life was Brock and Keith Lee
yes, yeah, that was
and the Royal
amazing. Yeah,
Rumbles because that was absolutely phenomenally done, and it was just really fun.
mm.
Brock in the ring going, "Oh, big boy,"
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, yeah,
and
I love that.
it
Yeah,
seems to really, it really sold for him.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that was Brock's way of saying, "I think you're a big star, or you've got the potential to be a big star, so I'm going to try and
yeah,
do
yeah,
what I can."
and yeah,
And
absolutely.
it just didn't seem to go as far as it probably should have done.
No, no, but I mean, he's doing well in AEW right now. More
As
power
absolutely
to him.
smashing it.
Yeah,
AEW
absolutely.
tag team title holder.
Indeed, as we are seeing Riddle do sentons to the Bloodline in the ring. We've obviously not done too much coverage of this match, the main event of Raw, as Riddle now going for the Randy Orton DDT, but he's taken out but saved by his. The Usos are saved by each other. A kick from Riddle going into a Moon's floating bro to the outside. I suppose if he's just playing a character really well, it would be just like when Owen and Brett fell out and didn't even travel together.
Yeah.
And even their family thought they fell out, but they were fine. Yeah. The people love the business, right? They love the business. And Brock maybe does.
Maybe still be real for some people.
Absolutely. Superman punch to Riddle 1, 2, and a save by Montez Ford. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe, Brock Lesnar's keeping kayfabe alive,
Yeah.
being serious, but,
And if you look at exactly what I said at like 25 past, we had the Bloodline intro, we had a commercial break, we had Riddle and Street Profits come out, we had a bit of action, we had a break, and we've just had another commercial break. So we've had the third commercial break now, so have a couple of minutes of action and then the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Big pounce by Angelo Dawkins there. Tombstone forever. Nice to see you, mate. It's been a long time. Hopefully you're all right. How you doing? Dawkins is out. Reigns is just getting in the ring. Riddle now going for the Randy Orton DDT. There it is.
Yeah, and lands it on Roman. You'd probably expect one of the Usos to take it, but not Roman.
Riddle now. Going for the RKO, but countered by Roman, the super
Really done by Roman.
Roman and the spear. The spear. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, Riddle looked a little bit weak there.
Yeah.
And Roman looks super strong as always. Heading into SummerSlam as we are. I'm going to be covering that on Saturday for you guys. We're doing a movie watch along with Graham, who's in the chat, on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. UK time. Now we have Riddle and Roman Reigns and the Bloodline standing over Riddle with the belts, all the gold. Dan, the World Championship and the Tag Team Championships there for the Usos. Yep.
I still think that they probably could have brought Tamina into the fold as well, being that she's part of the Anoa'i family bloodline.
Yeah. Also talk about Solo Sikoa coming in as well. People talk about Solo Sikoa. Cool. Paul Heyman selling a fist bump. That was amazing.
Seth Rollins. I thought that we'd finished.
Yeah, Roman Reigns and Usos do a fist bump to Paul, and he did that, but each time to sort of sell that it was hard. Nice little moment there, nice little touch as Seth Rollins comes out. Of course, the history between these two well documented. Seth Rollins saying bye-bye, walking straight past Roman. Of course, a lot of unresolved business there. And now Seth Rollins attacking Riddle. Oh, there's the stairs. The stairs. Rollins now taking us to 4 o'clock UK time as the fans are chanting Seth Rollins' theme, Curb Stomp. The fans chanting for Seth. The fans doing the oh for Seth's theme. What are we in? Another Curb Stomp, maybe? Well, I was doing something. Another Curb Stomp
on the steel steps.
Riddle. I wonder if they're going to do an angle where Riddle can't make it. Maybe Orton comes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that is the end of Raw. Nice little end, actually, different to what we expected. Yeah. So that was Raw. I'd say 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, I think, for me. It was better than normal, but maybe that's to do with
4 because I have watched some ones where I've been really struggling over the past few weeks.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. So that was good. Match of the night, we're saying Mysterios versus the Bloodline, but pure Mysterios versus Judgment Day, because of the Mysterio moments, again, some of that nostalgia that Mysterio brought, some beautiful moments when he's like when he's going through some memories there. Aside from the burial of the Judgment Day, but it was necessary for Rey to.
It was a means to an end, wasn't it?
It was, and obviously that's not the end. We're getting a no DQ match at SummerSlam, so we'll be reporting on that on Saturday for you guys. Performer of the night for you?
I'm still going to say Theory.
Yeah, again, for whatever you think of him, he's not been put over massively recently. He is a massive, he's a heel. He's got that horrible, like we said, X-Pac heat, go away heat, and he's doing his job properly. So there's something to that. Winding up now, then, guys. So that was a 3 out of 5 for me, a 4 out of 5 from Dan. Performer of the night for both of us. Theory. A match tonight for both of us was the Mysterios versus Judgment Day, purely for the Rey Mysterio emotional 20-year anniversary. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's been more people typically than we normally get, so we appreciate your support and time. Thank you for commenting. If you haven't liked the video, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. We have plenty of interviews, live streams, and more coming up, including a film watch along in association with Soundsphere magazine on Wednesday, Ghostbusters 2. Tune in for that at 9:30 p.m. UK time, followed by an AEW Dynamite stream with Anthony. On Saturday, I will return for SummerSlam, maybe with some people, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. What?
I might be here,
yeah. Okay, Dan might be here. That's good. I'm going to be wearing my Fiend hoodie for good luck. And then maybe next, who knows, man? Depends how Dan feels. Dan's been the one upholding the Raw streams, unless the special ones like the Rey Mysterio 20th anniversary comes up, where I always said I would try and do them. Who knows? Depending on what Dan's feeling on Monday, because I'll be in Spain. Maybe he'll do Raw. Maybe not. Who knows? But keep glued to the channel. Keep supporting us. We'd appreciate it. Once again, like and subscribe and all that knackers. It's been an absolute pleasure. Dan, how are you feeling at the end? It's been good. It's been all right.
It's been a show I'm glad I decided to join you for.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you I will see you personally, I guess, on Saturday. I can't find the outros.
No, that's the problem that I'm having. That's why I wanted them all sent to myself so I could put them all on there for each channel. That's the only problem that we've got.
Where have they gone?
If you go to brand,
where did they go?
And then you go to brand, at the top where it says Raw, you've got to swap that to AEW. But then it changes all the colouring on there. Okay,
right. Okay. There you go. I got him. It's okay. Yeah. Right, cool. We'll do an outro. Who should we have? Should we have? Let's have. We need just WB. So we need WB one.
Big E.
Yeah, go on. We'll do Big E on the way out. Right, guys. I will see you Saturday for SummerSlam and the movie night over on Soundsphere and here, 9:30 on Wednesday. Dan will see you maybe for SummerSlam and potentially for Raw next week. He'll keep you posted on Twitter. Yes, thanks for watching. Countdown from 5, like a claymore. For those that don't know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jazz hands. Oh yeah!
This is Big E from the New Day. Give me that oh yeah. Give it to me. I need it.